This specific clip, which has been circulating for ages, purportedly captures a Florida skunk ape running swiftly through the Everglades' tall grass. This has never been explicitly explained what the creature in this video is. According to reports, the skunk ape lives in swamps, woodlands, and other wilderness places, mostly in Florida and the southeastern United States. The skunk ape is characterized as a big, hairy, bipedal creature that is up to 400 pounds in weight and between 6 and 8 feet tall. It is reported to have brown or reddish fur. The moniker skunk ape comes from its distinctive odor, and many people believe it to be related to the Pacific Northwest Bigfoot. Mysterious giant. Some things on our planet literally exist just to be a mystery, now and forever. Such as this mysterious giant that was filmed in 2001 while the couple was enjoying their vacation in the dense hills of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. They felt some weird movements in the nearby trees, and then from behind one of the thick trunks emerged a huge ape-like creature and marched over a rock, disappearing back into the trees. And then again it was spotted moving behind the bushes. Many think it was Bigfoot, but to me, it might just be some other mysterious cryptid giant that's still trying to hide from human eyes.
Skeleton with glowing eyes. Either this is a prison escapee or a good old ghost. A group of young hikers who were out on a camping trip in Casanino National Forest, Arizona. While exploring the forest, they noticed a troubled-looking man sitting beside a narrow stream of water. To get a better look at it, the light was focused on it, to which it reacted by suddenly turning and staring at them. It had a shaved head with a skinny body, almost as if it were a Halloween skeleton. No matter how dark it gets, human eyes do not glow or reflect light, which clearly shows that this was no human, but a skeleton ghost.
A ghost. Many people believe that Cannock Chase is the most haunted town in the UK due to the numerous reports of paranormal events that have occurred over the years. However, there were still some doubts until a video surfaced online featuring a girl in a white dress standing in the forest. It was later discovered that she was actually a black-eyed girl in a school uniform. The eerie footage was captured by a drone and quickly became viral, leaving millions of people, especially those residing in the vicinity, feeling uneasy.
A shadow. While a trail cam was at its usual work, something strange happened. A shadow of some creature appeared on the left side, and then it seemed like the creature went away without coming in front of the camera. The shadow remained unidentified, even by the authorities, with some people wondering if it could be Bigfoot, while others suggested it might be a bear or a gorilla. Man vanished. This Ring camera recorded a man walking on the street at night, but just after a few seconds, he appeared to have vanished in thin air. It was in the middle of the camera's view, so we cannot say that he may have walked to the edge of the view. Now, how did this happen and who exactly was the man? This answer remained unknown, as the woman whose camera recorded it said she had never seen him before.
Strange figure walking. Recently, this terrible clip has been popular online. The location where this video was taken is India. A bizarre, unsettling humanoid figure can be seen walking down the street in the footage. A group of bikers took the footage on the bridge over the Shardara Dam. Who could have predicted that the motorcyclists would have encountered something like this while out for a leisurely ride late at night? This seems like it belongs in a horror movie. Nobody has a firm understanding of the unusual monster. Others believe it was a ghost or something supernatural, while some insist it was an alien. Following the release of this video, there has been a battle on social media amongst those attempting to decipher what it might possibly represent. In India right now, this video is a hot topic of conversation. Monster wolf. Now this is literally some nightmarish stuff. While driving in the middle of a highway, a guy had to stop his car suddenly after seeing someone standing on the side of the road. And then from the snowy dark background appeared a horrific, massive wolf and walked swiftly on the road. But thankfully, the beast showed no interest in the driver and decided to go back where it came from. However, the way that monstrous beast stared with its frightening glowing eyes literally sent a chill down my spine.
Glowing-eyed mummy chase. Just by looking at the glowing eyes, you can know this certainly is no hoax. In September 2019, two colleagues were returning from work in their car when a manly figure in the dark started sprinting parallel to them. Seconds later, the ghostly figure closed in towards the light, revealing its final form. It seemed to look like a mummy with glowing eyes and an incredible speed. First, it got closer to them and then attempted to jump into the vehicle when the driver was able to speed away. This certainly could not be a human, but a mummy that may have gotten possessed by a supernatural entity.
Missing prisoner. This epic video was recorded by a drone which was actually helping the police find a prisoner who somehow got away and was hiding somewhere. And well, the view the drone gave was enough for them to see the man laying in the field. As soon as he heard the drone, he knew he was in trouble. Of course, you can guess what happened next. He got caught.
A weird creature. While the man was trying to catch some fish to take home, he saw a weird creature swimming around in the water. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. So he decided to capture it on camera and show it to others. Upon seeing the footage, people couldn't identify any animal that resembled this creature. The eyes, the skin color, what kind of fish could it be? Or is it the sea monster people have been talking about? Fish crossing road. A year ago, people in Washington saw this weird phenomena happening. A number of fishes were seen crossing the road. Just like you and me, they were all so shocked to see how these salmon fishes were showing this unusual behavior. However, this scenario is the result of the river flooding. What you're seeing are salmon going from a field that they've been washed into, back across the road to get back into the river to continue their journey. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, some salmon that get washed out do this to make it back.
Terrible screams. When a hunter hears these screams coming from the woods, he is astounded. Even though I'd have my rifle, I have to admit that I'd still be somewhat alarmed. It seems as though someone is being slaughtered, but many have said that the source of the sounds is only a mountain lion. Let's listen to it once more. What do you think would be the source of these screams? Disappearance. This unsettling video was captured by CCTV in the back of an apartment block. We came across this one by accident, and we're curious about what you guys would think about it. Two pals are walking while the video is playing. One of them mysteriously vanishes. As we replay it, it appears as though he was swept into thin air by a beam of light. Initially, we thought it was strange, but the way his friend flees nearly makes it seem sincere. Just let us know your thoughts on this video, if you have any. Another spooky video that was recorded recently is based on the disappearance of a human. A year ago, the clip appeared to be taking place in an industrial area or a junkyard. In the video, a spectral apparition can be seen floating from your screen's left side. The dogs can be seen getting up from their bed or another pile and approaching the area to investigate. The floating item is the target of their barking and wailing. But what exactly is this? The dogs are undoubtedly startled by the floating entity, and the end of the clip is even creepier as our footage zooms in so we can have a better look. Deadly fight. Here's another frightening clip of a huge predator whose deadly fight quickly grabbed the attention of millions after it was posted online. Filmed in the woods of northern Saskatchewan, a massive black predator was attempting to hide behind the bushes while setting a goal to attack the dog that was enjoying a day out with its owner. After setting the perfect angle, the monster jumped out and turned out to be a huge wolf who was aiming to tear off the dog. However, the dog managed to strike back and was able to run back to its owner after scaring off the hungry beast.
Ghost attempts to hide. Either this ghost dozed off into the water or it was attempting to hide itself. A trail camera planted on a bridge next to a haunted house captured footage of a ghost that tripped into a small stream. The camera was placed in the area to investigate the cause of disturbance in the area in the dead of night. After reviewing the footage, many believe that this would rather be a cause of a young woman being possessed by a ghost.
A zombie ghost town. It isn't always the Bigfoot and the rakes that the drones spot. Sometimes it's way more than that. Take this clip for example. These two friends were out exploring an abandoned ghost town through their drone camera, and that's when they came across this eerie sight. Zombies. Or maybe at least it looked like it. And it wasn't just one. They spotted more than one and also some people who were trying to take them down. Now, we think they're zombies, but if you have any better explanations, do let us know.
Creepy siblings. At first, we see two little kids going somewhere. The fact that it was recorded on a trail cam at a very late hour is in itself pretty creepy. Then we see a weird creature behind the bushes signaling for them to come near. Who were those two kids? Where did they come from? And why did they go near that thing? These are some of the questions everyone asked after watching the clip, but no one provided any answers. A flipping spider. What you're seeing right here is a spider which is newly discovered. When the researchers saw it for the first time flip-flopping its way through the desert, they were astonished. At first, it was thought that something might have triggered such behavior. However, later it was observed that this was a new species, and this spider was unlike all the others, and it only does its cartwheeling when trying to get away from a predator. Dog walks on water. We don't know what this dog was thinking, but he sure did surprise all the humans with his supernatural ability to walk on the water. Every single person in the party was just left shaken. It almost seems like something out of the movie The Secret Life of Pets. Do you think it could be based on a true story?
Unidentified creature. At the end of 2022, this clip was taken. The following unusual video was uploaded to the internet by a member of Reddit, and it appears to show something utterly bizarre outside his father's place of employment on a trail camera that was set up right against the woods. The video starts out looking rather regular, displaying a wooded path. However, it doesn't take long for this ordinary film to take a truly bizarre and unsettling turn. As you can see, a mysterious apparition, possibly two, may be seen strolling along the pathway in front of the trail camera. The thing is observed moving in a very unnerving way as it walks. There has been discussion in the comments of the post, but no rational answer has been offered. Nobody knows what the terrible footage actually shows. There was clearly some video here that nobody should have seen. Ghost sighting in forest. Uncut trail camera footage of this bizarre incident was posted on YouTube on December 19th, 2022 by the Homesteading Off the Grid channel. A very terrible sight was captured on one of the landowner's trail cameras in this video. Because he owns a lot of forest land and enjoys hunting, the owner set up numerous cameras in the area to record what kinds of animals wander in his forest. But this time, he didn't get a typical animal. Instead, he caught something stranger and more unsettling. As you can see, the video shows an odd creature wandering through the bushes while wearing a robe. Uncertainty surrounds, as it is not clear whether this is merely a human wearing a lengthy white robe or a supernatural entity. We believe it to be a man dressed in a robe, but why would an unusual man wander the jungle? And what would he do there exactly? He nearly appears to be lost. There isn't much more information available about this video, so please comment below and let us know what you think. The Sleeping Beast. Some say Sasquatch is just a myth, but what about this huge hairy beast that was spotted during the daytime? While collecting the data and evidence for more than 5 years, a team of researchers achieved the goal of their lives after they captured a glimpse of the shyest legendary creature. The massive hairy beast was spotted resting among the dense woods of Kentucky in June 2005, which was claimed to be fake by many. However, according to the team, the sleeping beast was actually a female Sasquatch, as they have also claimed to get DNA proof of that Sasquatch's existence.
Flying humanoid. If the furry humanoids weren't spooky enough, you now have one that can fly. Two young boys, while playing in the backyard of a farm in Kent, United Kingdom, noticed a weird-looking hive. With their father filming the video, they got closer to the hive when a flying bug came out of the hive. At first, it was thought to be a firefly or a dragonfly, but seconds later they could notice that this bug is humanoid. From arms to legs, it had a body structure completely similar to that of a human with wings to fly. As it came flying out, the father and the kids reacted by fleeing away. Since the footage has gone viral, many call it a real-life fairy. Cryptid caught on camera. Cryptid or not, even they tend to make mistakes and get seen. An explorer, while placing his trail camera in a mountain forest somewhere in the United States, found a mysterious shadowy figure. It was seen curiously peeking out from next to a broad tree trunk and got caught on the camera that was still recording. Although it didn't show any sinister intentions, the cameraman quickly ran away from the area. The fact that the nature of this being is unknown and you never know what it might be capable of, he instinctively decided to run away. The figure remains a complete mystery, despite widespread online exposure.
Mass burial. Now, this one isn't the usual found this creature type of clip. Instead, this one shows the heartbreaking moments of a mass burial which had to happen after the recent earthquake that hit Turkey. Hundreds of unidentified people had to meet their end like that. May they all rest in peace.
A ghost. Out in the woods, two friends were with their dogs when they happened to capture a real ghost while filming their cute little doggo. The ghost boy appears in the top left corner of the screen and then vanishes into thin air in a second. The boys mentioned that they had been going into the woods for quite some time and had never seen anything like that before. Talking raven. Ravens are incredible beings and are considered to be one of the smartest birds. But one quality of theirs makes them more special than anyone else, and that is the way they can imitate human voices.
Hi. Hi. Good bird.
For instance, this clip shows a couple recording a raven perched on a stone, then try to make the bird imitate them. But at first, it doesn't seem to care. But then, all of a sudden, the raven starts repeating what they say.
You alright, man? You alright? You alright?
It even says, "I'm alright."
You alright? You alright? You alright? I'm alright.
Ghost dog. The strangest part of all of this is that the backyard is completely secured with an 8-foot-high fence, so there is no way any other dog could get inside when a person caught it on camera. He sprinted out to the backyard to investigate, but the mysterious white dog had disappeared. An Australian father of two was horrified when he saw his security footage capturing what appeared to be a ghostly dog running around with his pet dog, Ryder. Without a trace, despite his best efforts to unravel the mystery of the ghost encounter, he was clearly shaken by the eerie footage, since he couldn't explain how the dog got into his well-protected backyard. Humanoid creature. A family that recently relocated to this region set up a trail camera to keep an eye on their children and record any wildlife or bird visitors. They examined the camera one day in August 2020 and found this strange shot. One of their trail cameras captured a humanoid-shaped object. They were unsure about how to interpret it, but it appears to be a long-haired, unkempt figure. Do you think a Yeti or Bigfoot might be responsible? We figured we'd tell you all about it and see what you guys thought. Therefore, the first action was taken by authorities after receiving this video that seems fresh and original. Numerous experts and scientists then contacted them to express their opinions on whether they believed it to be true or not. Is it conceivable that this is a real Sasquatch, as several researchers have claimed that this image of one is fresh and authentic? Bulky bear. How huge can a bear be? This much? Or this much? Well, why don't I show you a genuinely massive bear that was captured walking in Minnesota's National Park in March 2022. With chunky curves, bulky figures, and a belly swinging from side to side, the huge black predator was literally struggling to lift its enormous weight on its poor limbs. Since it is uncommon for black bears to put on this much weight, either this bear was coming out of hibernation, or its belly was filled up with fluids due to some disease. What are your thoughts, guys? Because this would probably be the fattest bear captured by a trail cam ever.
Forest zombie. This looks to be either a zombie or a clown, or perhaps both. After numerous reports of something haunting a small part of a forest in Ontario, Canada, paranormal investigators decided to investigate. After several hours of searching, they weren't able to find any ghosts, but rather a zombified being that was stalking them from a distance. Upon one of the paranormal investigators spotting this haunting figure, it quickly escaped behind the tree and into the darkness. It had sparkly eyes, clown-like makeup, sharp reflexes, and not to mention huge in size. Imagine the horror of such a nightmare ambushing you. Crooked-faced walker. This is one of those times when something fictional becomes a reality. Residents from a small town in Wisconsin reported numerous appearances of this crooked-faced walker, which has a resemblance to a mythical character called the Spirit Walker. Locals would often wear costumes depicting the walker until it actually started appearing after dark at festivals and community events. So much so that it was locally known as the Spirit of Bizarre. It has a body structure similar to that of a man with extremely long, bony arms, all covered in a suit and a mask. The footage was taken by one of the cameras that was placed to get a closer view at it.
Amazon tribe. Back in 2016, after exploring the Amazon forest, Jose Carlos Morales came across a tribe that had not been contacted before. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Morales observed that these people had painted their bodies in a bright red hue, which may have come from crushed seeds or other sources. He mentioned that these Indian tribes had fled from other parts of the continent and settled in the Amazon rainforest near Brazil. It's amazing to think that there are still tribes out there that have never had any contact with the outside world.
And had never seen anything like that before. Hungry eyes. This motion-activated trail cam was triggered when a bear came nearby, and as the flashlight turned on, the bear's eyes turned into two glowing eyes. The bear seemed pretty annoyed by the light and appeared to be saying something before it went off screen after a few minutes. Regardless of what others say, those two hungry eyes are the most terrifying, especially if it was a person there rather than the camera. A poop fest. If you think penguins are just fluffy birds just walking here and there in the coldest regions on the Earth, well, you're wrong, because these penguins are actually having way more fun than any of us. Just that their style of having fun is a little unusual, because what they do love is to poop over one another. Now, I know, it might sound gross and you might go all ew hearing this, but they enjoy it a lot. And who are we to judge, right? Elephant steals food. Humans and animals have been living together for decades, and this year-long relation has led to us understanding each other pretty much. For instance, take the elephant as an example. Years and years after passing the same road, he has come to know that a truck passes the same road every day with lots of sugarcane. So, what did the elephant decide to do? He decided to take a shortcut to get food and steal from the truck whenever he gets the chance to.
Strange, skinny creature. This man managed to capture a unique species of creature on camera. He heard weird noises outside his house one night, so he decided to check into the bush that surrounds it with his torch and camera. What he saw shocked him, and definitely is going to shock you too. The man is spooked by an odd alien thing, as you can see in the video. The alien then turns around and appears to vanish into the undergrowth, never to be seen again. What do you guys think? This video is undoubtedly incredibly upsetting, and it appears to be a very clear sighting of an extraterrestrial. A mysterious creature's hand. This terrifying trail camera film was recorded in Canada's dense forest. The camera's owners did not anticipate seeing anything like this when they set it up in a specific hunting spot in the woods close to their home. As you can see from the footage, a big hand that appears from behind the trail camera and tries to grab it is definitely out of the ordinary. Because of its enormous fingers and hairy arms, it almost looks like an alien. People immediately pointed out that they believe it might be a curious Sasquatch, or perhaps a werewolf that is trying to hide its tracks. The fact that it knew to approach the camera from behind is genuinely scary. It's unclear what the tape actually shows, but perhaps that is for the best. Sometimes we are lucky if we don't know what bizarre creatures are truly hiding in the deepest parts of the woods. Massive snow monster. Filmed at Kingman Stone, the highest point in Tennessee, a group of tourists noticed some bizarre movements in the nearby hill. Spying on them while hiding behind the overgrown woods was a black, hairy, Hulk-sized figure. Let's take a closer look. Due to the thick woods, it was impossible to identify the camouflaging figure that was first assumed to be a huge bear, but a lady in this video could be heard saying, "Bigfoot."
Do you see it? Look at it.
So could it be a legendary Bigfoot? Or just another snow monster? Don't forget to share your views below.
Jungle highway crawler. Choosing a highway to crawler in the middle of a forest is probably the worst place to be around for creeping onto someone. Only a few days ago, a transport driver, while passing through the dense Valdivian temperate rainforest road, came across a naked-looking crawler in the middle of the road. It looked to be quite skinny as a frame of moving skeleton with a very bleak face and hair, although it remained mostly stationary. But according to the driver, it was too eager to get closer. The driver, who turned around for alternate route out of fear of his safety, was criticized by many for not helping a possible man in distress. Shady beast. With little to no trees around, the chances of it being a monkey is next to impossible. A footage captured in a woodland area in Nebraska shows a troubled-looking individual that was spotted by passerby as it appeared out from behind the grass. The author of the video at first thought it to be a monkey in distress or an animal of some kind, until it got closer and up on its hind, revealing its terrifying face as it began chasing. The recorder described it to have a beastly appearance, which, after video getting viral, was later nicknamed as the Shady Beast.
Loch Ness Monster. The concept of an unknown creature hiding in the deep and dark waters has always intrigued people. Although we rarely witness such sightings, sometimes they turn out to be real and mysterious, while other times they're just a fake trick. Recently, a drone flying over a lake captured an enormous figure in the water. Could it be the legendary Loch Ness Monster, or something else concealed in the depths? It's up to you to decide.
Bath time. Eagles are usually caught on camera fighting each other or hunting snakes, or things like that. It is rather unusual to see an eagle enjoying a relaxing bath with no one around. The footage was recorded on a trail camera in 2022, and perhaps the temperature was a little too much for the eagle to deviate from its usual routine and have a nice bath first. Piebald fawn. For those who don't know, piebald deer are deer that have blotches of white coloration on portions of their hide that are usually dark in color, and they are quite rare to encounter in the wild. However, this trail camera succeeded in capturing one in 2021, and the owner was just too happy and excited not to share it online. Of course, he had to let others know about it. Ice balls. These tourists were out looking and admiring the natural beauty when one of them discovered this strange thing happening. He found a waterfall where the water was turning into perfectly round ice balls.
Ice balls.
Don't they just look perfect? And if you're thinking of hitting a friend with it, don't play with them or use them as weapons because they'll hurt.
Eagle and fox. Normally, eagles target smaller animals, But today is a different story, as a gigantic eagle soars in an attempt to catch this evading mammal. The fox is attempting to flee, but the eagles are simply too swift and strong. In the end, the eagle triumphs, serving as a stark reminder of the animal kingdom's ruthlessness and the principle of survival of the fittest. Bigfoot in North Carolina. Tales of a large ape-like creature lurking in the forest of North Carolina are as common as the polar bears of Antarctica. While retrieving game cameras set up in a wooded area of the country, a Bigfoot enthusiast heard a couple of knocks and loud grunts and took his camera out to record the wild animal. Although it was not easy to identify, a dark shape could be seen sitting there among the trees. At first, he took it for a large gorilla, but the huge primate was never seen before in that area. So, could it be that legendary hairy beast as claimed by the man? Or was it just an illusion? What do you guys think?
Sword hand skeleton. Something as scary as this surely redefines the notion of haunting spirits in graveyards. With the appearance of a sharp footstep-like trail all around the cemetery, gravediggers decided to place a trail camera, hoping to find some answers. To their surprise, a disturbing-looking rake being was caught on camera as it was passing by the graves using its sword-like limbs to move. Its body was merely a dark shade of skeleton. While many consider it a rogue ghost, some call it to be a case of reincarnation or a dead man walking. Catching birds for dinner. A simple fact that gorillas are not known to hunt birds is enough to say that this isn't something normal. A video recorded in March 2016 by a fisherman who was returning from a catch shows a huge furry animal on top of a pole. This furry animal was attempting to catch seagulls flying nearby. Upon capturing one of them, it started bashing the seagull aggressively on the pole, presenting its incredible strength, and started eating minutes later. As it was able to climb tall, narrow poles easily, many speculated that it could be a gorilla, but honestly, it seems like a really hungry Bigfoot.
Humpback whales. Whenever drones are used to capture footage of the ocean, we can witness some amazing sights from nature. Take, for example, this video where we see whales creating a spiral shape that follows the Fibonacci sequence. It's truly remarkable to observe the whales in action from the very beginning of their movements all the way up to the moment they break the surface to consume their prey inside the large air bubble rings they create. It's simply awe-inspiring.
An attack on trail camera. This video was recently recorded on May 17, 2023, and showed a creature attacking the trail camera, which was doing nothing to offend that thing so much. When uploaded online, people said that it must be a Sasquatch, as the creature made sure the camera did not catch its face or anything, and kept attacking it from the left side. A strong bug. Bugs are often thought of as tiny creatures that anyone can easily squash, aren't they? However, this particular bug defies that stereotype and proves that size doesn't always equate to weakness. Its grip was one of the most powerful I have ever seen, clinging to the machine with an unyielding force that seemed to say, "Go ahead and try to break free." Isn't that truly remarkable? A grateful kangaroo. This kangaroo was stuck and had come to the conclusion that he cannot do anything about his situation and needs the help of humans. That is why he did not resist or punch the men who came to help him. Instead, after getting saved and safely on the land, he stood there, calmly waiting for the humans to shake his hand.
Oh, he's thanking ya.
Such bizarre creatures. Not especially friendly, but impossible not to love.
Wandering squirrel. Changing the tone a bit to a more intriguing trail cam capture. This trail camera captured a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As you can see, a squirrel is perusing the woodland floor, likely in search of something to eat, when unexpectedly, a hawk soars straight for a squirrel. Just in time, the squirrel discerns what is happening. The hawk sees what's going on, avoids the attack, and manages to flee unharmed. The hawk then crashes into a tree. It is still unknown where the squirrel is today, but we're confident that it is fine. And as for that hawk, well, he also flies away, relatively unharmed. Sasquatch on trail. Every now and then, we find proof that Sasquatch actually exists. But why does it always attempt to hide? While driving into the deep woods to explore the forest inhabitants, a team of wildlife conservationists spotted a giant, hairy figure walking across the trail that quickly disappeared back into the forest. However, they chased the creature, which turned out to be a hairy, massive humanoid creature. Unfortunately, they could only manage to capture its back footage since the shy beast was in a hurry to escape. Since then, they're still wondering if it was an actual Sasquatch or just a massive bear that was strolling across the trail.
Humpy ghost. It's probably the hump that may have gotten it not so mobile. A group of friends who were lighting up firecrackers to celebrate the 4th of July when they were interrupted by a high-pitched guttural cry. Curious for answers, they decided to investigate the noise. While passing through the trees, they were abruptly stopped after spotting what looks to be a weird, humpy entity in the dark. Since the idea of getting closer for identification wasn't an option, they decided to lobby a flying firecracker in its direction before running away.
Get the hell out of here.
Many take it to be a case of a drugged-up human, but whatever it was surely is a terrifying sight to behold. Groot-like creature. If Groot has an evil twin, this probably has to be it. A Virginia family of 3 went out for trekking in the nearby forest where they noticed a tall, dark man-like tree that also happened to be staring at them. The parents commented that they felt like being followed by an unknown stalker hours after entering the forest. Coincidentally, they happened to notice the same tree, despite moving for several hours, which raised their suspicion. Interestingly, the tree creature didn't seem to have any footsteps left behind and remained stationary until it was seen moving slowly. Could it be that a tree somehow came to life, or is it an outer Earth visitor?
A drone ghost. Do you believe that the image of ghosts wearing white cloth and shining bodies is only limited to movies? Well, you might need to reconsider that thought. Recently, a video captured an object that appeared to be a ghost floating around and investigating an area. But as it gets closer to the camera, you'll come to realize that it's actually a drone which has been made to look like a ghost by someone, probably for Halloween. Although it's not real, it still looks impressive, don't you think?
Turkey vulture rice. Vultures are known for being epic scavengers, but what this trail camera recorded was a little unusual and somewhat terrifying. These 2 turkey vultures were spotted having a fight, which did not last long, but looked just as deadly as anything can be. With such a short clip, we couldn't get the whole view or any kind of context as to why these 2 were having a fight. A sea lion. So this photographer thought she'd get some cool shots of these seals up close by laying low on the ground. But one of the seals spotted her and decided to check out what's going on. Next thing you know, this huge baby elephant seal is flopping over to investigate. And before she knows it, she's getting squished. Apparently, the seal weighed over 100 kilograms. But the best part is, she and her husband couldn't stop laughing, even though she was flattened like a pancake. Cartwheeling dolphin. This video features a man showing off his cartwheeling skills in front of a dolphin enclosure. At first, one curious dolphin tried to imitate him, but gave up after one attempt. But then another dolphin arrived and was totally into it. She mimicked every single cartwheel the man did, as if she was trying to impress him. I mean, who knew? Maybe the dolphin did get a crush on the man, right?
This is so cool. This is... Oh my god.
Chimp washing cloth. Be it monkeys, chimps, or gorillas, they are all said to be the most intelligent animals on Earth. And they imitate humans almost perfectly. For instance, see this one chimp who was recorded by a camera washing a cloth. Then it cleaned its hands and face with it. The caretakers had no idea where the animal had picked up this habit. According to them, no one ever did anything like that in front of the chimp. But then, where did he learn that?
Trash panda versus iguana. This Florida shot video depicts a raccoon attempting to corner an iguana. Raccoons consume a variety of items, including some tiny lizards and snakes. They are omnivorous and opportunistic feeders. But this person is using all of his opposable thumbs right now. That iguana is large. The eggs and young of other local creatures might suffer greatly at the hands of this variety of iguana, which is an invasive species not native to Florida. The owner claims that the iguana merely carried on taking the sunbath next to the pool, despite the raccoon's attempts to restrain it. Since an iguana and a raccoon are loitering in the owner's backyard during the day, I'd argue that the owner has a bigger problem on his hands. Though he may need to call someone to deal with these two, it did make for a bizarre thing to capture on film. Lion versus coyotes. Watch out for this fantastic video from Mississippi. What's happening is that an elk has been murdered, and a pack of coyotes and this lone mountain lion are fighting over the carcass. While the coyote circles, the cat is in charge of the kill. The pack is alerted by the lion's loud hiss. The coyotes are the first to return to the kill after both sides leave it for unknown reasons. You can see the lion it left dragged back through the snow after one of the coyotes pulls it over to their side. After the cat has finished eating, as seen in the video, he departs for the last time, leaving the leftovers for the coyotes. With a loud howl, one coyote joyously announces the cat's departure. The coyotes drag the carcass to the meadow, according to the trail cam owner, who discovered it the following morning. Great black creature. A hair-raising trail cam footage posted by an anonymous user shows a large object which has people speculating over whether it's a Bigfoot, a black bear, or any other giant black predator. The odd figure was captured emerging from the dark background, walking through the woods and fading into the darkness. Many people thought it was a real Bigfoot, but for many, it was nothing more than a huge black bear. But the humanoid walk of the biped creature clues folks into the fact that it may be the great legendary beast. Do you guys have any ideas?
Dark furry monster. This particular dark furry monster may initially seem like a man wearing a Halloween costume until you look closely at its eyes. Two explorers, while passing through the forest of northern Iran, spotted an eerie hiding behind the bushes. Due to the pitch darkness of the night, they were forced to get closer to it to investigate. While preaching religious chants, they were to get close, but still could barely see it. It had a dirty fur-like coat with incredibly white eyes that were visible. Due to lack of light and fear of the unknown, they weren't able to get a good look at it despite being spitting distance away from it. Giant Tarzan. A sighting such as this is probably a dream come true for all the Tarzan fans. A construction worker in Minnesota, while on a break, saw that this very tall man, who was caught by the magnificence of modern construction, it looked almost naked, covered only by a dark piece of clothing with a height twice to that of an average person. As one of the construction workers riding on his bicycle passed by that point, this real-life Tarzan suddenly disappeared. Since the footage was taken from quite a distance, the tall man wasn't identified properly.
Old Car City. Old Car City, located in the United States, is a renowned junkyard covering 34 acres near White, Georgia, housing over 4,000 cars. The vast collection of cars makes it hard to look in any direction without seeing them. Visitors can walk along almost 6 miles of paths within the property, but the owner charges extra for photography. So, have you considered a photo shoot at this fascinating location?
A ghost dog. This 7-second long video shows a girl having fun with her dog, and the guy recording them. But was that a dog that was following her? And was it the same dog that appeared from the right side? This might be the most confusing clip I have ever seen. And yeah, it does look like the dog that was following her at first might be a ghost dog. Or was that a glitch in the Matrix? Lion and deer. Take a look at this unlikely pair taking a leisurely walk through the woods. It's a lion and a deer. Can you imagine? This trail cam clip is truly special, considering lions are notorious predators and rulers of the jungle. Yet here we witness a deer fearlessly following a lion, as if they're old chums or something. Who knows what really happens in the animal world? But one thing is certain, This video is guaranteed to brighten your day and put a smile on your face. A caecilian. What you're seeing right here might look like a worm to you, but just look at its fang-type teeth and the whole head. This is not a worm, folks. It is called a caecilian, and these are amphibians. Yup, just like frogs. They just lack arms and legs. But as they lack, their nature made them the only amphibians to have fangs. Fishing cat. Have you ever heard of a fishing cat? No, it's not a cat that likes to go fishing with a rod and reel. These adorable felines are the only ones in the world that specialize in catching fish. While other cats may nibble on a fish occasionally, these guys are pros at it. Found in South Asia, fishing cats are known for their unique hunting style. They dive face first into the water to ambush their prey.
Vampire deer. As you can see, we picked up a clip of what appears to be a deer combined with a vampire. This subsequent video was recorded on a field camera used by farmers. Aside from being very huge, the deer appears to be fully normal. According to this video, the deer has 2 front teeth that are protruding from its mouth. You might assume that the deer has undergone some kind of mutation, or that it's actually a vampire deer. Well, let us help you gain knowledge about this fun creature. In reality, this species is known as the Chinese water deer, and all of them look exactly like this. They all share the distinctive quality of having enormous front teeth that resemble tusks. A little herbivorous mammal that is indigenous to China and Korea is this Chinese water deer. Despite the fact that these creatures are smaller than an ordinary deer, their teeth are not. These vampire deer are found in wetlands and grasslands close to lakes and rivers. In China and Korea, these animals are protected species, and it is forbidden to hunt them. It is unclear why evolution picked fangs over antlers, besides the fact that it looks scary. This deer is undoubtedly a very unusual animal, and it is extremely uncommon to capture one on a trail camera. Piebald deers. The white-tailed deer is without a doubt an animal that has been recorded on trail cameras the most. Everyone is familiar with them because they are the standard brown deer with a white tail. So it's fortunate that we occasionally get a glimpse of piebald deer. They are not a distinct species or subspecies of deer, but rather a genetic variation that can appear in several different deer species, including white-tailed deer, mule deer, and elk. Piebald deer are thought to be relatively uncommon, with estimates indicating that only 1% of deer population exhibits them. Those who see it frequently inquire about hunting. Like other deer with typical coloring, piebald deer can be legally hunted in many regions where hunting is allowed. However, because piebald deer are seen to be an uncommon and distinctive variant of the species, some hunters may decide not to hunt them. Some regions may have laws or hunting restrictions protecting piebald deer. Anyhow, it's a fantastic camera catch, and it's incredible how occasionally their eyes can be completely dark. Bear versus wolves. A video posted in 2019 shows a horrific interaction between a huge grizzly bear with wolves. The bear could be seen standing on a carcass and taking bites of the fresh meat, which was actually a huge elk taken down by a pack of wolves, who, on their return, were surprised to see another huge predator hijacking their kill, and then began a war for the meal. Just an incredible sight to watch, as most bears hibernate in this time of winter. But this bear was fighting over the flesh all alone. After a deadly exchange of paws and claws, wolves moved on, leaving the bear alone with their kill.
Tall, furry humanoid. The bigger and furrier it is, the more concerning it gets. After dozens of reports of a tall, furry, human-like figure being noticed in a woods near Winnipeg, a former canine expert was hired by wildlife experts to find and investigate. The canine tracker, after hours of attempting to find the rumored humanoid, was about to call it a day until the notorious being made a sudden appearance as it passed by the tree. The tracker attempted to get a closer look at it, but his dog refused to join into the pursuit, creating a moment of confusion that aided in the humanoid's escape. Fortunately, a camera was installed on the dog harness, which captured the first ever glimpse of this rumored being. Caned Ghost Yoda. Facing off a pissed Yoda is more dangerous than all other scary creatures in the dark. A cowboy on a horse was passing through woods while looking at some missing cattle, bumped into a tiny being having similarity to that of a Yoda from Star Wars. This Yoda, resembling a ghost, was running towards the cowboy while aggressively stabbing its sharp cane on the ground. It began to gain pace upon closing in, and due to the fear of the unknown, the man responded by fleeing. While the actual intentions of the caned Ghost Yoda may remain a mystery, it definitely couldn't be any good.
Kangaroo attack. It's not okay to harm baby animals, no matter how tiny or weak they may be. A video recently captured a mother kangaroo chasing and taking down a flying drone that was filming her adorable babies. The mother kangaroo likely saw the drone as a danger to her young and acted to keep them safe. It's unknown if the person operating the drone was able to retrieve it, but they should definitely think twice before upsetting another protective mama kangaroo.
Goblin cat. Cats come in many different shapes and sizes, but this one truly is very unique and weirder than all others. The long legs and the small face. Is it some kind of disease the cat has, or is it something else? People call it the goblin cat and think that it was a result of some kind of genetic mutation. And considering the things that have been happening these days, anything can be possible. Turtle helps turtle. This video shows two turtles hanging out together, when suddenly one of them flips over and can't get back on its feet. But what happens next is truly heartwarming. The other turtle comes to the rescue and uses its head to push and help the struggling one roll back over. This behavior has been seen among turtles a lot of times. When one rolls over the other, one comes running to help.
Baby cougar. A lone hiker in Provo, Utah was out for a jog when he spotted what appeared to be a baby bobcat on the trail ahead. He drew nearer to get a better view of it on camera. He started recording as soon as he took out his phone. It wasn't a bobcat, he realized as he drew nearer, but it was too late. That cat turned out to be a young cougar, and its mother was just around the corner. As he carefully backs away from the cougar while making loud noises in an attempt to scare it away, the hiker is stuck in a standoff with it. But instead of backing down, the cougar takes the exact opposite action. It keeps being more aggressive, approaching closer and closer, until finally it lunges at him. When the hiker backs up and turns his head away from the cougars to avoid tripping, the cougar launches an attack and comes within a few feet of the man. It seems the attacker is trying to distract the attention of the hiker. This interaction lasted for around 6 minutes in its entirety, until coming to a stop when the hiker chose to pick up a rock and throw it at the cougar. This sufficiently alarmed the animal enough to make it flee. Large being hiding behind a tree. Yowie researcher Dean Harrison and his Australian team put infrared cameras to the test in Springbrook National Park in May 2021. Later that evening, they get this enigmatic clip. Thermography appears to show a big, solitary being sheltering behind a tree trunk. A few minutes later, what appears to be two creatures bend over to pick up something. If you look at their heads, they don't resemble humans. Additionally, the researchers claimed that no human would ever be at this location at this time of day, let alone at night. Bigfoot researchers are confident that everything here fits with what is known to be true. Even when the settlers arrived in the late 1700s, their continued use in storytelling and cave drawings show that they had existed since the time of the Aboriginal people. They had their own encounters with the Yowie. Intense bear fight. Somewhere in Finland, these two big brown bears were filmed fighting in the middle of the woods. Starting with horrific warning growls, the massive, giant, fluffy beasts put themselves in an intense battle by standing tall on their 2 feet. A fight for territory or a wrestle for copulation? The extremely ferocious fight continued for minutes, and after a terrifying interchange of punching and biting, One tackled another to the ground and made it move backward after leaving it with a huge bite patch on its back.
Slender Man. In 2018, two friends and a little girl were traveling across states when they bumped into an abnormality, tall and suspicious-looking man referred to as the Slender Man. The Slender Man appeared in the middle of them, making the driver turn off-road and into the grass before stopping. Seconds later, the camera blacked out and started recording once again, showing the Slender Man walking in the woods with the little girl. One of the two friends went missing, while the other was able to find the little girl with a note left behind probably by the Slender Man. Till date, authorities haven't been able to figure out who or where this tall being came from. Aggressive Yeti. What could be scarier than being killed by a Yeti? It's having one to trip and fall onto you. In January 2021, two friends out on a 3-day hiking adventure came across some way scarier than your typical wild animal, a Yeti. The Yeti appeared out of nowhere and started inspecting their backpacks when they returned back to their base camp with firewood. During the unwarranted inspection, the Yeti unknowingly pepper sprayed itself in the eyes. It began to panic aggressively. It got so aggressive that it nearly fell on the hikers before stumbling down the hilly terrain. Bigfoot with glowing eyes. Maybe this Bigfoot was just showing off its sparkling eyes. A TikToker, while out in the Canadian woods for a video, had a close call with this giant gorilla-like creature with exceptionally bright eyes. At first, it was thought of being some gorilla, until after it came closer while passing by. Being caught in fear and confusion, he decided to film the incident. To get answers, the video was uploaded on social media, where many called it a Bigfoot, and that this might be the closest ever encounter with one of them. The TikToker definitely was fortunate enough that the Bigfoot didn't display any predatory behavior. Dead alienoid. Alien or not, death surely doesn't spare anyone. Texas farmers who had lost several of their chickens due to numerous animal attacks decided to lay down a bait to draw out the animal. Upon doing so, they noticed a very unusual looking animal in the fields who took the bait in a manner similar to the attack on the chickens. One of the farmers, either pissed or terrified of this alienoid, fired at it, but it managed to escape. After following the bloody trail closely, the alien animal was later found dead next to a tiny bush after having bled out due to the critical wound. Naked Man. A hunter, while passing past a forest nearby Tomorrow World area, when he heard someone calling at him for help. Upon looking down, he noticed a man with not a stitch of clothing on him standing by the creek along with a walking cane. While maintaining distance, the naked man claimed that he had been robbed, beaten up, and stripped of all clothing by bullies during the music festival before being dropped in the woods. After days of trying to survive, he decided to stick next to the creek. The hunter managed to get a number of the naked man's next of kin to get in touch so they could come and get him. This picture was captured by a lost traveler who was passing through a forest in New Zealand on June 10, 2021. The traveler, while stopping to rest for the night, was disturbed by a terrifying zombie-like cry not too far from his location. In hopes to offer help, he called closer to the source of the sound, only to find its point of origin from something that looked unlike any known human. Seconds after the encounter, the traveler immediately decided to flee for his life. After several minutes of running away, the recorder hid himself under a tree bark and decided to remain stationary till dawn, leaving having this picture, the only clear view of this being. Paranormal creature climbing. Something so dark and tiny as this rules out the possibility of it being a burglar. A security camera placed opposite to a villa in a rural area of Karnataka, India, shows a black child-sized creature that crawls next to the villa until it starts climbing up. Locals believe it to be the spirit of a young child that once lived in the house to be returning, while others believe it to be a jinn. Whatever this may have been, it was surely sneaky enough to get past the guard that was sleeping in a chair facing right in front of this paranormal being.
A huge black bear. after a child kept informing his father that he was seeing a bear next door. A trail camera captured this really humorous moment. Evidently not believing him, the father decided to set up one of his old trail cameras. As we can see, this enormous bear has established a home in the crawl area of an abandoned house. This big man is out and about and having a good time. Black bears can be nasty animals though, and can be rather aggressive. Weird creature found in woods. When people think of spooky clips captured by trail cameras, they frequently conjure up visions of ghostly children gazing around. However, as this video demonstrates, not all scary characters are dead. A hunter who wanted to monitor wildlife in the forest near his property used a trail camera, which captured this picture of a freakishly tall man wearing a mask and holding a machete. It's unknown why the man in this clip, who doesn't seem to be aware of the camera, was in the woods on the night it was shot. However, the fact that he chose to cover his face would indicate that his intentions were anything but pure. This individual was never seen there again. Bigfoot near shelter. After finding a mysterious shelter made from limbs and branches near Crescent Falls, Alberta, Canada, a place that already had a spooky reputation as it provides shelter to a large, upright beast, which was also known to feed on the rotting flesh of huge mammals. A man decided to install a trail camera on a nearby tree to collect some pieces of evidence. After retrieving the footage, he was shocked to find a large, hairy creature roaming behind the shelter at night. Even it was also seen wandering through the woods in broad daylight. Although many declared this footage to be fake, the owner of the video claimed that it was actually a Bigfoot that was spotted lurking near its shed. Unidentified hairy beast. Hiding behind the bushes or lurking in the forest, there are so many unknown beasts that have always created a spark on the internet. And now, we have another disturbing piece of evidence that might send cold chills down your spine. Filmed at some undisclosed location, a trail camera shows a brunette, hairy object appearing in the frame. With a long, bushy arm, the beast attempted to cover the camera with leaves as if it was trying to hide its identity. It couldn't be captured for long, as the creature quickly ripped the camera off the tree and went off. When the owner of the video couldn't identify the beast, he decided to post it. As to him, it was definitely not a bear. Monster Man. While gathering some beautiful memories while cruising in a river, a man was surprised to see a living being on a nearby island. The animal appeared as a large humanoid walking on two limbs, just like an ape. The creature couldn't be claimed as an indigenous being, as that island was famous for being an abandoned one for a very long time. So, could we claim it as a Sasquatch sighting? Or perhaps there is some other monster man living on that island? How many of you think it was an elusive Sasquatch sighting? Let us know by commenting below. Scary encounter. It's not always the unearthly creatures that scare people, but sometimes ordinary creatures can do this for us too. Just like this.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
While filming his cycling skills after setting a camera nearby, this 15-year-old boy has no idea about the upcoming danger, as after passing through the camera, he could be seen coming back. Yet this time, he was quite terrified as to avoid something really scary. And then appeared a monster-sized black bear, making its way right toward the boy. However, he worked smartly and started shouting and used his bicycle to look bigger to scare the beast. Luckily, his trick worked, as the bear could be seen running away. Black bear's attack. It is extremely rare to capture a predation event of any kind within the small frame of a trap camera, but this wildlife trap recorded the predation of a wild piglet by a young female black bear as she attacked a pack of pigs wallowing in an upland spring. After getting inside the deadly mouth of the bear, the tiny piglet could be heard screaming painfully. The ear-piercing call alerted its mother, who returned to wrench her offspring from the jaws of death. It is unclear whether she was successful in this rescue attempt or not, as in the end, all the animals disappeared from the camera's view. Large gator. A prehistoric predator that literally looks from a different era lit up the internet while it was filmed crossing a trail in a country park in Florida. A video posted in January 2017 shows a 15-foot-long massive alligator sauntering from one marsh to another right in front of the terrified onlookers, who could be seen recording the most unbelievable sight of their lives. According to locals, this monstrous-sized reptile had been residing in that place for decades and has been dubbed Godzilla due to its monster size. Spying beast.
Give me the camera.
This strong yet horrific piece of evidence was recorded in Idaho's wilderness, when a couple of hunters were out to put their hands on beautiful antlered bucks. But instead of large bucks, another beast was waiting for them while camouflaging among thick trees. Noticing some weird eyes spying on them, they decided to investigate. And here it was. Hiding its huge body behind the woods was a black, hairy monster, which was staring at them for a very long time. A big bear? But if it was, then why would a bear, instead of chasing them, try to hide? So, could that be a Bigfoot? What do you guys think? Pitch black biped. It might be the strongest evidence of a Bigfoot existence, or perhaps another giant beast is waiting to be explored. While surveying somewhere in the woods of Australia, far away from the human settlements, a group of rangers noticed a bizarre, pitched black figure appearing from the undergrowth. Since it was too dark to be a kangaroo, it was thought to be some huge biped creature that was spotted roaming through the dense forest. The alleged Bigfoot sighting, or perhaps some other biped monster? Share your views about it. Huge ape-like figure. If Bigfoot is really just a mythical creature, then what's this giant hairy figure running behind this terrified person?
What the? Dude, holy shit.
While shooting a film for a school project in 2005 in Prince Edward Island, a group of students accidentally spotted a huge humanoid beast. The large hairy biped emerged from the dense forest when one of the students was being filmed while running in the tall grass. The huge ape-like creature seemed pretty athletic as it was running at full speed. Although the cameraman ran after it, the creature quickly disappeared to the opposite side of the forest, leaving behind no proof. Albino beast. To investigate the disturbing noise coming from a backyard at night, a homeowner in Pennsylvania decided to go out with a camera and a flashlight. While walking in the dark woods, he threw light on a tree near which he felt some heavy biped footsteps. And there he saw an eerie, pale humanoid creature with pitch black eyes, yet quickly ran after the flash hit his face. Since it appeared for just a moment, nothing could be stated much about it, but many think it was a rare albino Bigfoot. Take a closer look and help us to identify if it was actually an albino Bigfoot, or perhaps just the technology making hoaxes look realistic. Smoking elephant. It seems that this giant has also decided to blow off its stress through smoking. 4 years back in southern India, a team of wildlife conservationists filmed something really bizarre that was never ever seen before by anyone. An Asian elephant putting something in its mouth, then blowing out a gust of smoke in the middle of the forest, left everyone baffled by its strange behavior. Stress? Or perhaps just an addiction? Well, according to experts, some animals intake ash-covered charcoal chunks as a form of self-medication to flush out toxins from their body, and this giant might be trying out the same trick by puffing out those smoke plumes. However, they're still also not sure about this theory. Huge humanoid. Back in 2008, in the Snowshoe Mountains of the USA, a hiker came across something really weird that, according to him, he had never witnessed before during 8 years of his hiking adventure. Recorded for just a few seconds, a huge creature could be seen lurking through the woods above one of the hills. Not much else is known about the footage, as the huge humanoid quickly passed through the camera. However, the hiker claimed that it might be the mythical Bigfoot. Do you guys also think the same? Bigfoot in swamp. Scientists argue that there's no evidence Bigfoot exists, and many consider it a myth. But a young boy named McCamey has claimed to watch a huge hairy beast that, according to him, was a real Bigfoot. While canoeing in Tampa in January 2005, he managed to capture a massive black creature in the nearby swamp that initially appeared as a huge black bear. But the way it moved through the woods with its long swinging arms didn't match a bear's traits. So the guy was convinced to name the creature a Bigfoot, which was sighted while strolling fearlessly through a gator-infested swamp. Lion invasion. With so much weird and disturbing wild content on the internet, this would definitely be the scariest one, as it shows a couple of terrified campers who stepped out of their tent and on their way back found a curious lion moving in and out of their only shelter in the wild. While taking refuge inside their car, they managed to film the ferocious predator stealing their stuff and taking it to the jungle. After a few hours of prison, they came out of their car to collect their items that had been scattered all around the golden bushes. Lion attacked camera. They say curiosity kills the cat, but here, this curious big cat is aiming to kill a beetle cam, which it found interesting, and hence proceeded to investigate. A video posted 3 years back in October was filmed by a remote-controlled buggy somewhere in the jungle of Africa and shows a lioness and its cubs. But unfortunately, it quickly grabbed the attention of the cunning feline, who attempted to swallow the cam as it may have mistaken it for some kind of prey. Even several attempts were made by the operator to make a way out for the camera. He couldn't manage to save it from the powerful claws as the camera's battery ran low, and the video ended with a misty fog of the predator's breath on the lens. This terrifying footage was posted in September 2017 and shows a bipedal creature strolling right in front of a trail cam. Some suggest it was a huge black bear because if you take a closer look, its claws could be seen clearly. But due to its mammoth size and dark, thick, hairy humanoid features, it was suspected to be a legendary Bigfoot. But here, suggestions from you guys matter a lot, so tell us by commenting below what you think of it. A Bigfoot or just a huge black bear? Terrifying howl. Here we have another nightmarish clip that literally looks straight out of a horror movie. A trail cam installed somewhere in the Canadian wilderness recorded a wild beast yowling while standing right in front of the camera. The wolves usually howl at night as a social rally call to hunt, or as a territorial expression. But this was for the first time a horrific howl of a wolf filmed on a trail cam. There's nothing much we could say about this video, as the only thing needed is a strong heart to cope with the terrifying call of this wolf.
Creepy cryptid encounter. Is this a bird of some kind or just a horribly looking rodent? While out for an adventure, a tourist encountered a creepy looking animal that was hiding behind a dried up tree trunk in the Appalachian Mountains of North America. Its face looked as if it were deformed with something like a beak on the face. The intentions of this animal were unclear, as it never moved much besides keeping the eyes locked onto the recorder. With the behavior as such, the tourist described it to be an unrecognizable animal that was later pronounced to be a cryptid. Alien Scout. The appearance of the UFOs and alien sightings such as these are surely not a mere coincidence. A couple along with their neighbors were camping nearby the Big Bear Lake in California, when a tiny possum-like being made a sudden appearance, catching them all by surprise. According to the witnesses, it had a physical appearance similar to that of a fictional character, Dobby from the Harry Potter movies, but was a bit too green. As the wildlife experts are trying to make sense of the incident, many debated that this could be an alien scout, especially due to a UFO sighting the previous day. Skinwalker attack in woods.
Oh!
If you hear an unsettling humming sound, it's probably for the best to stand clear of it. A man, while driving on the outskirts of Montana, stopped for a cigarette break when he heard a very unsettling humming sound all of a sudden. Out of curiosity, the man entered the woods to find the source of the sound when a skinny, fast-moving skinwalker appeared from nowhere in pursuit of the man, almost as if it were a predator. What happened next remains a mystery. However, the fact that this video made it to the internet shows that the man who recorded the footage may have survived.
A Bigfoot. Get ready to be scared by a new sighting in Alberta, Canada. Andrew Dawson recorded a video that seems to reveal a huge being, perhaps from a tribe of giants who come from that area, strolling on top of a mountain with no clear support. The dark form is so immense that it was initially spotted by 2 commuters during their regular drive. Many people are now curious if the tales about giants in this part of the world are factual, or if something more ominous is hiding in the Alberta mountains. Bird runs on water. This man was holding a little bird who appeared to be calm at first, but as soon as the man put it down, the bird did not even wait for a second before running on the water and as far away from the man as possible. Though I should mention that this little guy is so me running away from my responsibilities. A drone sacrifice. Ever wondered how we get all these amazing footages of volcanoes erupting from such close angles? Well, apparently lots of drones are sacrificed in this ritual. And even though it's very sad, but the drone which gave us these amazing shots of an active volcano in Vanuatu is no more with us either. Respect for our fallen soldier. Teleportation. A drone in the US captured a video that reportedly shows a man teleporting. The video starts with the man walking by the roadside, but he suddenly disappears into thin air. This raises a lot of questions, such as when he went and how he was able to do it. Unfortunately, no additional information could be uncovered. Police drones. Although drones are considered groundbreaking technology, not everyone is fond of them. Criminals in particular are at risk of being caught due to their presence. However, it's not people catching them, but rather the Japanese police using their own drones equipped with nets to catch rogue or trespassing drones. It's quite a sight to witness the police drones apprehending other drones and feels like something straight out of an action movie. The authorities only deploy these drones when they notice suspicious-looking drones in the sky. The rake. Just picture yourself exploring the woods with your drone camera, enjoying the scenery, when suddenly you spot something strange out of the corner of your eye. This is exactly what happened to a YouTuber and their friend while filming nature's calm beauty. At first, they assumed it was a coyote moving behind the trees, but as they flew the drone closer, they were startled to discover it was something far more bizarre and unsettling. The creature appeared to be human-like, but moved in a very peculiar and creepy way. Even now, nobody knows what this strange figure was, but the drone footage is enough to make your skin crawl. Hand in desert. The Hand of the Desert is truly an impressive sight, both in its size and location. Its mysterious presence in the midst of a vast desert landscape adds to its allure and makes it a must-see destination for travelers exploring the region. The fact that it was created over 40 years ago and still stands as a remarkable work of art is a testament to the skill and creativity of the Chilean sculptor who crafted it. And this video happened to have captured the best possible view of it. Mud volcano. The Tavern Wildlife Park recorded an unusual volcanic event in September 2022. The phenomenon was the Lipad mud volcano, which is considered rare. Although it lasted for about 10 minutes and covered an area almost as big as a football field, it was reported to be not harmful. Strong bubbles of mud were produced, but they weren't even hot. This event resulted in the formation of mineral-rich soil, which is beneficial for animals to lick. Sharks. The drone video displays a swimmer calmly resting on top of a group of sharks without any apparent concern for her safety. The video was captured by a tourist flying a drone off the shore of the Maldives. While snorkeling, the group spotted a gathering of nurse sharks who were mostly harmless to humans. One adventurous woman decided to join them in the water. While this is a peaceful way to connect with nature, it's also risky because a large shark could mistakenly attack and the consequences could be fatal. A giant wolf. Let's say you're out at night having the time of your life with your friends, and suddenly out of nowhere, you get to see the massive animal coming out of the dark and staring right at you. I don't know why these guys just decided to stay there and film it. That creature's a gigantic wolf, man. Your best bet's to run for your life. A Russian soldier. An astonishing video has emerged on the internet displaying the exceptional courage of a Russian soldier. The soldier caught a drone bomb dropped on him by Ukrainian forces and threw it away instantly. The soldier's swift response rescued his own life and those of others present. This occurrence reminds us of the continuing conflict between Russia and Ukraine and the bravery of soldiers risking their lives on both sides. Abandoned bicycles. Looks like China's bicycle rental companies were pedaling too hard, but didn't quite manage to stay on track. A few years ago, bike rental services flooded China's market, overestimating the demand. As a result, millions of colorful bikes were left abandoned, causing traffic and congestion. Companies couldn't control the situation, leading to closures and thousands of leftover bikes scattered everywhere. Drone footage captured bicycle graveyards in every major city, rusting away as mountains of abandoned bikes. Gate to Hell. As we head towards the Turkmen Desert, the drone footage reveals a blazing gas crater commonly called the Darvaza gas crater. It's situated near the village of Darvaza and spans across 230 feet in width. The fiery pit's been on fire for more than 5 decades, emitting a fiery glow that can be witnessed from afar. Due to its long-lasting flames, it's often referred to as the Gates of Hell. The crater was initially created in the early 1970s when the ground caved in during a Soviet gas drilling mission. To prevent natural gas leakage, scientists set the enormous hole on fire, and it's been burning ever since. A massive being. A gentleman in Mexico saw a massive creature strolling up the mountainside. To those who suspect that it might be untrue, be aware that it's not fabricated. Judging by the size of the buildings, the mountains, and the creature, it was certainly a Bigfoot walking along the hills, headed in an unknown direction. This video was filmed in the UK and shows an unusual creature hopping across the road. Locals had reported seeing a strange being for months before the footage was shared, but no one believed them until they witnessed it firsthand. The identity of the creature remains a mystery, but do let us know if you guys know anything about it. A baby bird. We're all aware that nature has its unique way of functioning, but there are times we're just left shocked by the way nature makes things. For instance, take this example. This tiny bird looks like something out of a horror movie. Like it's gonna grow big and then end humanity. And can you believe it? This is what they look like when they grow up. World's biggest cemetery. Take to the skies with this drone footage capturing the world's largest cemetery in Iraq. Spanning an impressive 1,485.5 acres, this sprawling site is home to over 5 million graves. From above, the enormity of this burial ground is striking, with an endless sea of tombstones stretching out in all directions. Despite its somber purpose, the sheer magnitude of this cemetery is both breathtaking and awe-inspiring. As the camera glides overhead, it's easy to imagine the stories and histories buried beneath the surface, reminding us of the significance and power of honoring those who have passed. A scary woman. What are you doing if you see an abandoned church in the middle of nowhere? At least you won't be going in, right? But these guys decided to go inside and check what's happening there. And well, I guess that got what they were expecting. A creepy woman in a white dress sitting all alone. And creeping the hell out of them. Fire in the field. This footage captured an amazing scene of a farmer heroically trying to stop the fire from spreading. The fire had broken out in a 20-acre farm and nearby firefighters were dispatched to the scene. The flames were so large that they could be seen from miles away. As the drone reached the farm, it captured footage of the brave farmer plowing his green tractor through the field in a diagonal direction, trying to prevent the fire from spreading and save as much of the crops as possible. A perfectly frozen lake. The freezing weather usually doesn't have much to offer, but this amazing ice skating video is an exception. It'll leave you in awe and a bit scared at the same time. A man from Utah captured the breathtaking drone footage of an ice skater gracefully gliding across a frozen lake. Since the skater's drone footage was posted on Instagram, thousands of people have been left speechless. Rock of Nazla. The Rock of Nazla, or as everyone calls it, Al-Nasla, is located in Saudi Arabia, and it's said that it was the aliens who cut it in half, because no human could do that. It looks like it was done with a laser or some advanced tool, but it's been around for ages, way before we had that kind of technology. So who or what actually did it? That's still a mystery waiting to be solved. The subscribers pick. This image is taken from an incident which happened in August 2022. A man was swimming in the lake when an alligator sneaked up on him and almost had him dead in its strong jaws. Luckily, the man survived as he put his hand in the gator's mouth to get the beast to let him go. This whole incident was recorded on a drone and had people in shock when it hit the internet. Dobby. Can you decide if this spooky video captured by a family's CCTV is weird or not? They initially believed it was their son pulling a Halloween joke, dressed in a costume that had skinny legs and a head similar to Dobby from Harry Potter. However, they found out it wasn't him by comparing it to their son's appearance and even making him reenact the scene with underwear on his head. So if it wasn't their son, then what could it be? Was it just a figment of their imagination or something more ominous lurking in the darkness? This footage captures an enormous spider scaling a building. Truly a colossal creature that invokes a sense of dread. It's hard to imagine encountering such a creature in person. In fact, the image is so vivid that it may linger in my thoughts for some time to come. Although I cannot confirm its authenticity, I'm not taking any risks and will steer clear of the location where this video is filmed. Volcano. Recently, numerous individuals climbed a steep trail to witness an active volcano located on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula. Despite the danger involved, people took the risk as it's not a common occurrence to see an active volcano in all its splendor. Nevertheless, officials have declared that using a drone is a safer way to experience the site. This footage presents a picturesque view that appears to be captured on a different planet with volcanic activity. But don't let its beauty deceive you, as this natural wonder could turn into a calamity. Recorded in unclear water, this footage displays a colossal snake attempting to locate an exit. Its actual size could be miscalculated, but by comparing it to nearby items, it's presumed to be roughly 40 feet in length. This video is a frightening indication that these titanoboas may be present, conceivably concealed. Reindeers. Lately, some really strange animal videos have been going viral on the internet, and it's freaking people out. The latest one was shot by a drone, and it shows a bunch of reindeer walking around in a circle like they're hypnotized or something. Some folks think this is a sign from above that the world is coming to an end, or that a major natural disaster is about to go down. Nobody really knows for sure what's going on, and even the experts are stumped. Flying a drone in for a close-up of an alligator might get you a cool shot, but it might be the last thing your drone ever sees. This is what a travel blogger in the Florida Everglades learned when she attempted to capture footage of an alligator. She flew her new drone towards the gator for a closer view. Suddenly, the alligator leaped up and bit through the drone's battery.
Suddenly.
Talk about indigestion. Sadly, the blogger lost her drone, but gained a viral video. Huntsman spider. If you're afraid of spiders, you might want to skip this part, because what's coming up next is going to give you the creeps for at least a week. It's the huntsman spider, and as its name suggests, it's one of the scariest spiders out there. Just take a look at its enormous size. If I saw one of these in my room, I'd seriously consider moving to a different country. An octomoose. Okay, now this is one trippy video which will leave you all shocked and confused. How is this even real? Walking with 8 legs with no care of anything? Well, let us tell you. If you look closely, it's just 2 moose walking really close to each other.
Teleportation. 2 friends were out at night having a little walk in the neighborhood when they were caught on a nearby CCTV camera. A second passed, and we see one of the friends vanishing from the scene. It happened like in alien movies where the cows get teleported by the aliens. The other friends seemed pretty oblivious to what had just happened, which led us to think that the video might be fake. Still, nothing is for sure. Skinwalker. Ever wondered what animals do when no one is looking at them? Well, this huge goat walking in the most terrifying way will answer that for you. It must have thought that no humans were nearby, so it started walking like that, on its back legs, going towards the other goats. It looks like something straight out of hell. What do you guys think? Ghost bike. A bike going on its own when the riders fall off of them in the race is one thing, and a park bike that just decides to change its place while no one else is around is something on another level. And that's exactly what this bike did. It was peacefully standing at a side, but then it looked like the bike got bored and thought it should go stand somewhere else. So it did exactly that. Was it a ghost doing that? Or was it some other factor? Do let me know what you guys think. An unknown being. At first, I thought it was just a large beaver, but then it started moving, and that was just as weird as anything can be. This video was recorded by a man from a very safe distance. It even looked like the creature didn't even notice someone recording it, or maybe it did and just wanted to move away. Still, the fact that the creature didn't attack the man and went on its way is something to be considered here. Chimp sweeps floor. This amazing chimp was seen sweeping the floor in his cage with a broom. It's incredible, right? According to his caretaker, the chimp learned this behavior by simply watching them sweep the floor. Apparently, she's usually the one cleaning up the enclosure, but this clever chimp decided to lend a hand. A friendly deer. This man was sitting in the woods minding his own business when this little guy decided to come up to him and give some company. What did he want in return? Just some scratches under his neck. That is all the payment needed for such nice company. And look at that cute face. Smart fish. Every time I hear about catfish, they're always doing something wild. Now in India, these slippery swimmers are taking to land and learning how to walk. Don't they have enough space in the vast ocean? Apparently not, as they venture onto land in search of grub. I don't know about you, but to me it's kind of freaky to see so many of them scurrying about. What a strange sight. Sloths. If you thought sloths were nothing but lazy critters, prepare to have your mind blown. Because it turns out they can move pretty darn fast when they want to. I mean, check out the footage of those little guys attacking those humans with lightning speed. Honestly, it's probably best to give them their space and let them do their sloth thing without disturbing them. Who knew these seemingly laid-back animals had such a surprising burst of energy in them? Weird creature in woods. While on their routine bike ride along steep tracks, a group of bikers encountered a terrifying experience that would haunt them forever. As they ventured deeper into the forest, a strange humanoid creature suddenly emerged from the side of the track and quickly started running away. The sight of the creature caused one of the bikers to lose control and fall off his bike. Shocked, the biker with the camera attempted to chase after the creature, but to his surprise, it vanished into thin air, leaving him bewildered. A friendly seal. As Vincent Vajera was enjoying a leisurely fishing trip off the coast of California, he got an unexpected visitor, a friendly seal who decided to hop aboard his kayak. Initially, Vincent was a bit startled, but he quickly realized that the seal just wanted a hug. The adorable creature snuggled up to Vincent and refused to leave, creating a heartwarming moment that was caught on camera.
Here's my new friend. He jumped aboard out at the bridge.
Despite several attempts to coax the seal back into the water, the little guy just wanted to stay and hang out with his new friends. A mermaid. Check out this crazy footage captured by some guys in Israel. They managed to catch what looks like a real-life mermaid on camera. The quality isn't great, but you can totally see the creature chilling on a rock before diving back into the water when it notices the guys creeping up. Do you think this thing was the real deal or just some kind of hoax? We want to hear your thoughts. A beluga whale's crush. If you think you're the only one crushing hard on all those Korean oppas, well, you're wrong, because it isn't just us humans, but these beluga whales too who love Korean men. This beluga whale has such a big crush on her trainer that it refuses to kiss anyone else but him. And waits all day for just him to come to her and play with her. The other two males have to be separated from her because they like her so much that she finds them annoying.
In September 2022, a small boy got lost in the woods as it was getting dark and more frightening. The boy had no way of escaping, but luckily the police officers had a great plan. They decided to use a thermal camera on a drone to locate the boy. After a thorough search, the drone spotted something deep in the woods. The drone then directed the police, ambulance, and fire crews to the boy's location. The crews found the boy safe and sound. This video was captured by a home security system, and it shows a man walking out of his front door and disappearing in a burst of light. This is causing everyone to question what exactly occurred to him. Some believe it could be a prank, while others speculate that it's a sign of extraterrestrial beings or a groundbreaking new invention. Regardless, it's extremely mind-boggling.
What will happen if you're going somewhere and you see this sitting on a tree branch right in front of you? Won't you be scared as hell? Well, so were these people who actually saw it. And as soon as the car from which they were recording went near, the creature flew away. Now, I know most of you would say it is fake, but let's say it's not. Wouldn't that be frightening? This woman was out in the woods when she heard weird noises. Curious, she had to go see what it was. So she turned her camera on and went towards the place the noises were coming from. And that is when this creature appeared from behind the tree. Was it an alien, or was it someone in a weird alien costume? No one could tell, as the video abruptly ended without us reaching any conclusions. A couple had been hearing scary noises from the house every night, so they decided to install Ring cameras everywhere. And one night, they recorded this, a creepy doll walking around in the hallway, and then in the bedroom as well. The doll's arms moved in the creepiest way possible, and the video ended with the doll entering the bedroom and kind of sensing the camera. What happened afterward? Nobody knows. A close call. This guy was out in the wilderness filming a video, just minding his own business, when all of a sudden, he sees something bolting towards him like a bat out of hell. And guess what? It's a freaking mountain lion! Yeah, you heard me right. This guy is staring down a big, wild apex predator. But you know what's even crazier? He manages to narrowly escape like a boss. This dude had a seriously close call.
No, you taste, dude.
But he lives to tell the tale, and we're all glad he made it out in one piece. Woman helps kangaroo. This little guy had his hands burnt in a forest fire and didn't know what to do. So he came to the humans for help. And lucky for him, this kind woman was there to lend a hand. It's incredible how calm and trusting the kangaroo is while the woman tends to his wounds. Bear chases snowboarder. So this girl was snowboarding as usual, but then something unexpected happened to her. She was singing a song while getting on her board, and once ready, she started riding. Suddenly, she noticed a glimpse of a bear chasing her from behind, but she didn't fully comprehend what was going on. Thankfully, the girl was quick enough to escape the bear and unknowingly saved her life. A weird creature. This weird little thing was recorded deep underwater, transforming into different shapes. The researchers, the people on the internet, in fact, every single person who saw this was shocked to his core, wondering what this creature could have been and what other superpowers it might hold. Can this be an alien? I mean, I can't help but wonder, you know? An unusual friendship. An incredible video aired on an Indian news channel featuring the most mind-blowing thing ever. A leopard visited a cow every night, and they had their own secret friendship going on while the humans snoozed. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the cow had taken care of the leopard when it was a baby, and now the leopard was not ready to let go of its caregiver. How sweet is that? A bizarre fish. So, these scientists saw a super weird fish and were totally confused. But then something crazy happened. The fish suddenly shrunk its mouth down really fast, and everyone was shocked. It turns out that the fish is called a gulper eel, and it has a special kind of mouth that can puff up to eat big things. This fish is really interesting because of its cool mouth and the way it moves around. Overall, it's pretty amazing. A mouse deer. The secrets hidden in the deep forest seems endless, and we never know what we might find. Recently, a trail camera in Vietnam caught a glimpse of a rare two-tone mouse deer that scientists thought had vanished 30 years ago. It was strolling around leisurely as if it owned the place, It's amazing that some of these unique animals have managed to escape hunters and predators, giving them a chance to flourish in their natural environment. Flying snakes. Have you ever heard of flying snakes? Yeah, you heard that right. Flying snakes. A viral video making the rounds on the internet recently showed these slithering creatures taking to the skies. But don't worry, they're not flapping their wings or anything. They're actually gliding through the air. These incredible creatures known as Chrysopelia have the ability to contort their bodies and flatten their ribs to cover a significant distance after launching themselves into the air. It's an amazing feat that allows them to travel between trees with ease. Who knew snakes could fly? A pelican. This pelican was recorded by a man trying to eat a capybara. I mean, we know and I know that he knows that the capybara is too big for him, but no, that won't stop him from doing that. And then he is just left all embarrassed because he did not succeed. A dinosaur. Even though the video is made by an amateur and we don't know who made it, it's perfect for our list. Can you imagine that there's a pterosaur flying in the sky? We know about pterosaurs because of fossils in movies, but we can't see them anymore. But some lucky people saw one and filmed it. I'm happy we have the video. Do you think it's real or just for attention? An embarrassed gator. Most folks would bolt to the side of an alligator, but not these guys. This couple not only keeps one as a pet, but also knows how to make it blush. When the gator struggled to chomp down some grub, it got bashful and decided to give up and take a dip in the water instead. Aw, poor fella. Lazy ducks. A group of folks caught some ducks being super chill. Even when the water dragged them toward the brink, they were like, nah, whatever. Everyone was freaked out, but little did they know that these feathered friends were just messing around. As soon as they got close to the edge, they flapped their wings and flew to safety. Sneaky ducks. These men were just having fun on their way home. One of their friends even started walking on his own and didn't sit in the car. But after a minute, they saw him running back towards the car, all terrified. And as the car moved forward, everyone could see why that was. A weird creature sat on the road, crawling creepily towards one side. What was that? No one could tell. Just an animal stuck in a bush or something else. Let's say you're sitting in your classroom and you feel that someone is watching you. As you look up, you see these two eyes peeping out. This is exactly what happened to this guy. And these eyes look really scary if you ask me. If I were there, I would have just made a run for it no matter what I was doing. What's scarier than a volcanic eruption? A UFO on top of the eruption happening. And this is what this video shows us all. God knows what these aliens are thinking. Or are they hiding something in there? We're not sure. But do let us know what you guys think. This man was going through the camera's recordings for some purpose, but what he saw there was just too terrifying not to share on the internet. As the minutes passed, we see two figures emerging from the right side of the screen. It looked like a big man who was holding the other one, which looked like an animal or something. What exactly were those? No one could tell. All we have is this recording and 100 questions. Was it a mermaid or a merman? It's pretty confusing because it looked like both, but it's creepy as hell. And there's no confusion in that. It was recorded by a man who uploaded it anonymously. So we're not sure about the origins. But to people who saw it, it looked more like a sea monster or alien than a mermaid. What do you guys think? Some friends thought it'd be a good idea to go check out an abandoned house, which was also famous for being haunted. Upon going inside, they examined everything, including the pool area and other areas, when they heard creepy noises. As the camera moved towards the direction of the voices, a weird creature came into view, half sitting on the roof. As soon as it spotted the guys, it moved onto the roof, and that's when the men ran out of the house, and the video ended. If you think dragons only exist in movies, you will find yourself having second thoughts after watching this clip. It shows a huge dragon-like creature flying in the sky. Apparently, it was recorded somewhere in England and left viewers in shock considering its size. Do you think it's real or just a fake? Don't forget to let us know in the comments. This video was recorded on a trail camera in 2019 in Brazil. While the man said his camera had never before captured something so strange, it was an alien-like figure that appeared this time on it. The creature looked like it was trying to inspect the camera and what it does. However, some people also claim that the alien was later caught by the authorities, but they never told anyone about it. A woman was out there exploring the mountains when she decided to go inside a cave she saw and inspect it thoroughly. A short while after going deeper into the cave, she saw a weird white creature. The figure seemed very odd. It appeared to be scaling the walls or something and did not come near the woman, even though she stood there for a few minutes. What exactly was that? Well, there's no answer to that. This guy, let's call him a mystery man or a superhero, doesn't really matter what you label him because his moves are straight up mind-blowing. He zooms around at super speed, grabs that little girl and whisks her away to safety in just a few seconds. Anyone who watches that video is left dumbfounded by his sudden burst of courage. But before you can even wrap your head around what just went down, the hero's already vanished into thin air, leaving everyone in awe and wondering what the heck just happened. Now let's talk about hellhounds. These supernatural dogs are supposed to guard the gates of hell. Ancient Greece had stories about them, including one about a three-headed dog named Cerberus. Legend has it that if you look into its eyes 3 times or more, you'll drop dead on the spot. In this video from the TV show Mountain Monsters, they claim to have captured a real-life hellhound. The host interviewed a guy who said he caught the elusive creature on tape. The footage shows a black 4-legged beast. People all over the world are going crazy over it, wondering if this video is legit or not. You know those mythical creatures called centaurs? They're like humans with a horse's body. Well, check out this newborn goat from Argentina. It has a face that looks human. When the folks in the town saw it, they thought something magical must have been involved in its birth. Some say it's just a weird birth defect, but most people are calling it a real-life centaur. We've seen some bizarre animal videos on the internet, but nothing quite like this goat with a human-like face. In July 2008 in New York, 2 friends were out to take a walk along the shore, not knowing what was about to come next. Lying a few feet away was a dead creature that no one had ever seen before. It was the size of a small dog, a beak like a chicken, and a tail again like a dog. It was hairless but had small patches of hair on it. They posted the picture they took later on the internet, and everyone was left shocked with not even a single person giving a logical explanation. At first, everything seems normal, but then you'll notice something strange happening. Customers start leaving the store one by one. The first person's reflection can be seen in the big mirror on the wall, along with a woman sitting nearby. But when a man in a black suit walks by the mirror, there's no reflection at all. What's going on here? Watch the video and see for yourself. It's a real mystery that'll make you wonder what's really happening. You know that Cyclops from the Hercules movie, right? That big one-eyed dude who helped Zeus kick some Titan butt? Well, guess what? There's an actual one-eyed Cyclops goat in India, and we're all wondering how it's still alive. You'd expect that giant eye to give it supervision compared to the other goats. But sadly, it's just a deformity. The locals even think this goat's eye has some mythical powers. So now they're worshipping it and all. Crazy, huh? This video shows an old man and a young kid walking together. Clearly the old man is the kid's grandpa. Out of nowhere, a super fast figure zooms towards them, just seconds before a rock comes crashing down right where they were standing. This speedy figure swiftly moves them out of danger. Who or what could this mysterious figure be? Is it a guardian angel or something else entirely? This video leaves us with so many questions and makes us think about all the possibilities. Check it out. Have you ever seen something that's totally weird and makes no sense? Check out this video I found on a home security camera in Austin, Texas. So there's this cat walking up the path, and when it gets to a spot with light, boom, it just disappears out of nowhere. What in the world could have caused that? Was it some kind of light trick, or did the cat actually vanish? This video is like a peek into the unknown, making us wonder what the heck really happened. Now get ready for one of the freakiest and most confusing things you'll ever witness. Imagine a baby's room at night. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, hold on tight, because things get seriously bizarre. Out of the blue, the baby in the crib decides to climb up the side of the railings, and wait for it. The baby actually bounces on top of the railing for a crazy 22 seconds. It's like a scene from a horror flick. But guess what? It's all caught on a nanny cam. This whole situation is just too strange and creepy. It sends chills down your spine as you watch. So there's this dad recording his adorable son, just doing his usual playful thing. Everything seems normal until the baby looks away from the mirror and turns towards the camera. and that's when things get a little spooky. When the baby looks into the camera, the reflection in the mirror is slow to catch up. It's like something or someone is messing with the reflection, you know? This video with the delayed reflection is gonna give you the creeps and make you question if what you saw was real. What's your take on what's really happening here? Okay, so these two kids are out exploring the jungle, right? They got their camera with them and suddenly, boom, they stumble upon something mind-blowing. Guess what? They actually caught footage of Bigfoot wandering around. And let me tell you, this creature is huge. I mean, it's like nothing you've ever seen before. The way it swings its arms is kind of familiar, like a gorilla, but also different. It's like Bigfoot thinks it's alone, you know, like nobody's watching. Let's check out this video of two baby owls that look like they're from another planet. Their big round eyes and strange movements are so captivating. It's like they're taking in everything around them and trying to figure it all out. It's a really cool peek into the lives of these unique creatures, and a reminder that nature always has surprises in store. Now, there's this video of a cat doing the weirdest things ever. It stands on its back legs, walks to the table, somehow grows bigger, and then just stands there. It's honestly so bizarre, I can't even explain what's happening. Even if you watch it in reverse, it's still super creepy. Check it out for yourself. Have you ever heard of the Magna-Pinna squid? It's a super mysterious and sneaky creature that hangs out in the deep ocean, especially near the Mariana Trench. What makes it really creepy is its crazy long and skinny arms, which can be 10 times longer than its body. And get this, it even has fins sticking out from its body. So when you put it all together, this squid is basically a nightmare come to life. It's hardly ever been spotted, so scientists don't know much about it. It's like a secret from the deep sea. Ever heard of these things called night crawlers or soul walkers? They're these creepy yet strangely calming creatures, man. So there's this video from 2011 in California, and it shows these two stick-like figures casually strolling through the woods. You know, it's almost like they're a ghost family. One looks like a baby ghost, and the other might be a ghost mom or dad. It's actually quite peaceful and serene, and I really hope they were able to continue their nighttime wanderings without any disturbances, you know? Crab builds its house. Check out this super cool video of a crab making its very own sand and water home. It's not every day you get to see something so unique and amazing, and it's mind-blowing to watch how the crab constructs its shelter with such accuracy and speed. By building its cozy little house, the crab can keep itself safe and hidden from any danger lurking around. Deer eating squirrel. Have you ever noticed that when people think no one is watching, they tend to do the most bizarre things? Well, apparently the same goes for deer too. Recently, I witnessed a deer chowing down on a meaty snack when it thought no humans or cameras were around to catch it in the act. This made me rethink my whole perception of deer. I used to think of them as peaceful, grass-eating creatures that kept to themselves, but now I'm not so sure. A baby dinosaur. Apparently, a baby dinosaur or something that looks like it was spotted running around the city on CCTV footage. It's got us all wondering, could it be possible that dinosaurs still exist? I mean, how crazy would that be? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it's legit or just a prank? Swimming gator. Whether it's alligators or crocodiles, we've always seen them as fierce predators. But have you ever wondered what these reptiles do when they think no one's watching? Well, picture this. A gator lazily floating around in a pool, seemingly enjoying the refreshing water. It's almost like they're having a chill moment, just vibing with themselves. Seeing them like this, it's hard not to find them kinda cute, right? Red crab's migration. On Christmas Island in the Indian Ocean, a spectacular natural phenomenon takes place every year. Millions of red crabs embark on an epic journey from the forest to the coast to mate. This journey begins during the rainy season and is protected by park rangers who block off roads and construct temporary fences along the migration path. As the crabs reach the coast, they engage in a frenzied mating ritual before the females lay up to 10,000 eggs each. The island becomes a sea of red as the crabs cover the landscape, creating a breathtaking and unforgettable sight. A witch. This spooky video was recorded in Mexico in 2006. You can see a mysterious figure flying through the sky on a broomstick. Some people think it's a witch. The locals had been talking about these witches for ages, but nobody had any proof until this footage was taken. The witch's flight looks a bit shaky, so maybe she's a new witch still practicing her flying skills. The subscribers pick. This image was taken from a video which shows some researchers doing something strange. You can see a group of people dressed in white and yellow on a deserted beach. They seem to be picking up something from the ground and putting it on a stretcher before taking it away. And of course, we can even see the tail of a creature in the video, which only points in one direction. A mermaid! How crazy is that? Adorable wolves. Wolves are always considered to be the ferocious, the dangerous, the stay-away type animals. But these wolves, I don't want to stay away from them. Looking at the way they're all cuddling and kissing each other, don't they look like the most adorable beings right here? What do you guys think? A ghost. Let's check out this clip caught on a home security camera outside a house. You can hear faint footsteps before a blurry figure appears and moves across the screen. Since the video quality is poor, it's hard to make out any details. Is it a prowler or could it be something paranormal? Upon closer inspection, the figure seems to briefly disappear when it reaches the center of the screen. This leaves us wondering if it's just a camera glitch or if there's something more sinister going on. A chupacabra. These two men kept hearing strange voices from their backyard and eventually decided to go check. But what they did not know was that they were in for a surprise. A huge monster was seen running to hide from them, but that did not stop the friends there. They had to go check, and that is when we see the terrifying face. The video ends right there, so let's just hope both of them are okay. An alien. The folks who were used to discovering fishes on the shore were taken aback when they stumbled upon a strange human-like creature that had washed upon the beach. It appeared to be a miniature version of a human, with a slimy coating all over its body and small limbs. The more they examined it, the more it mystified them, especially when they observed it breathing and slightly shifting its eerie body. What do you think it was? A creepy being. While a farmer was out with his goats and cows, he sensed that something was not okay. So he took his camera out and started checking the area. And what he found was this creepy black creature with big horns at the very edge of his property. Even though the creature did not look interested in coming near or harming the man, it was still good that he only recorded the thing and did not try to go near. An angel. This incredible video was taken in Jakarta, Indonesia on September 11, 2011. You can see a radiant winged being that looks like an angel descending from the sky and touching down on the ground before taking off again. When people saw this video, they started calling the figure the Angel of Jakarta. Some people even thought it might be a guardian angel sent down. However, there's always a chance that this might be fake. A strange woman. In 2016, a strange video surfaced online showing a woman shopping at a mall. Suddenly, an item falls behind her, and she puts it back on the shelf. Then she starts acting weirdly, as if something is controlling her. She drops her shopping and writhes on the floor, screaming loudly. Her screams even push the onlookers away. As the man in black tries to hold her down, the woman calms down, but then lets out a final scream, which makes objects in the store move and the security camera flicker. A mystery light. This video was filmed by a guy from Mexico. Some people who have watched it are saying it's one of the most clear sightings of a UFO ever caught on camera. Against a totally dark sky, you can see a weird blue circle that looks like it's morphing into different shapes. Apparently, this man had this strange thing hovering over his house for about a half an hour before it vanished. What do you think it might be? A waterbender. Have you seen this video that's been going viral lately? It's really interesting. Nobody knows where it's from, but it seems to have been filmed in Africa. In the video, a group of people are gathered around a woman standing in the water, and it looks like some sort of ritual is taking place. But then something crazy happens. All of a sudden, the water recedes super fast, and the bay is completely dry where others are standing. People freaked out and said that the shaman caused the water to shift using some kind of divine power. But nothing was ever explained by anyone. A witch. A bizarre figure dressed in white was spotted standing directly under the window of a house where the mother and her baby had been only moments before. It appeared as though the figure knew where the family was located. The incident left the woman feeling shaken and terrified, with no logical explanation for what had just happened. Some say it was a witch, while others think it was something else. Still, it remains a mystery. A levitating creature. Whether it was an extraterrestrial being or simply an optical illusion, this video is fascinating to watch. A large group of individuals gathered to witness this bizarre creature, which appeared to be levitating in midair while wearing wings on its arms and feet. Although it resembled a mermaid or an alien, it actually looked more like a boy. However, the reality behind the levitation was not as mysterious as it seemed. In fact, it was just a simple trick involving thin strings that helped the individual hover in the air. A UFO. A pilot was on his usual routine, flying a plane from one city to another. But what he did not know was that he was about to come across a sight he had ever imagined, a UFO. Now, for those of you thinking it was just a balloon, those don't fly forwards, they go upwards. And also, balloons do not have this kind of speed. So, nope, that wasn't a balloon. To me, it totally looks like a UFO. Bigfoot. In this video, Rick Dyer, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot tracker, claimed to have killed the elusive creature. The video shows a tense moment where the massive beast attacks the man holding the camera. Afterwards, Dyer provides a few pictures, claiming they're of the Bigfoot he killed. So, do you think it was really a Bigfoot that he killed, or was he just lying straight away? A cheetah. This clip features an American tourist who got an unexpected guest on a safari in Tanzania. Well, Britton Hayes from Seattle got a special visitor in the form of a cheetah who jumped right into the back seat of his vehicle. And if that wasn't wild enough, another cheetah decided to join in on the fun. Poor Hayes was frozen with fear, praying he wouldn't become dinner for the big cats. Weird sea creatures. A few years ago, there was a video that became really popular online. It showed a strange sea creature that some people had caught and filmed. A lot of folks believe it's the real deal and pretty creepy too. The creature looks a bit like a sea hare, but with some serious sharp teeth inside its mouth. Honestly, I don't know what it was up to, but it definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. An open grave. While paying a visit to his loved ones in the cemetery, a guy stumbled upon something peculiar. He noticed a grave that was partially open and seemed like it was being destroyed. As he went closer, he was taken aback to see the remains of a body buried there, including a tall skeleton that was around 1.8 meters tall. But that wasn't all. There were other skulls and bones inside the grave, which hinted at some sort of witchcraft. However, nothing was ever really explained or cleared up. A mountain witch. This video features a man named Hassan, who is an explorer of witches. He voluntarily searches for witches, and in this particular video, he visits a witch mountain to find one. To his surprise, he actually spots a witch dressed in black clothes and holding a stick, which seems to be made from an animal skull. Initially, she was sitting at the cave entrance, but when she saw the YouTuber, she went inside and started mumbling some spells. Suddenly, a stone hit Hassan's face, which was a signal for him to back off as the witch didn't want to be disturbed. A clingy octopus. Imagine you're out scuba diving, and when you surface for air, you discover an octopus that won't let go of your back. In a recent video, a diver experienced this unexpected surprise and was trying everything he could to shake off the clingy cephalopod. Despite moving in different directions, the octopus wouldn't budge, and the diver started feeling uncomfortable with its sharp beak and sticky suckers. Perhaps the octopus just wanted a hug. What do you think? A ghost. As the driver was cruising down the Queensland Highway, little did he know that he was in for a surprise. As he continued driving, he spotted something unusual on the side of the road. To his shock, he and other onlookers saw a ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road. The ghost, which appeared to be a pure white child, was just a few inches above the ground. The eerie sighting quickly gained fame and was dubbed the Ghost Child by many. However, Some skeptics argued that it might have been just a human baby who happened to wander in the middle of the road. A sea lion. Okay, so I've got a creepy story for you. A girl was taking a break near the harbor when, out of nowhere, a sea lion popped up, grabbed her, and dragged her into the water. Her family and bystanders freaked out, but luckily, a brave dude jumped in and rescued her. It was a shocking incident because sea lions usually don't attack people without a reason. The flashlight fish. The video showcases the mesmerizing flashlight fish, which are found in the deep waters of the Pacific Ocean. These unique creatures have special light-emitting organs located beneath their eyes that give them an otherworldly appearance. The lights can be used to attract prey or communicate with other fish. The video captures the fish swimming in schools, creating an incredible visual spectacle that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Watching these underwater titans move and glow in the dark depths of the ocean is truly a sight to behold. Flipping iceberg. These thrill seekers thought it would be a cool idea to climb a giant iceberg, but things quickly went south when a massive chunk of ice rolled over on top of them. Talk about a chilling experience. Luckily, they managed to escape with their lives, but let this be a lesson. Sometimes it's best to just stay on solid ground. Don't you guys agree? Strange lights. This video was recorded by some fishermen out on the Pacific Ocean, and it shows these really strange lights in the sky. They might be a group of lights or something, and they seem to be moving in unusual ways. Some people who had watched the video were convinced that these lights were actually UFOs, but no one had been able to provide a logical explanation for what they might actually be. It's totally a mystery till today. Millions of dead fish. Have you heard about the latest buzz in Australia's outback? Recently, a shocking video surfaced showcasing the aftermath of an unprecedented die-off of fish in a river. Due to extreme floods and hot weather, millions of fish have been left to rot in the river, resulting in a foul smell and a severe ecological crisis. However, there's some good news. Contractors have been hired to remove the rotting fish from the river. Crocodile mummies. Crocs, whether they're dead or alive, will always give people the creeps. While excavating ancient tombs, researchers stumbled upon 12 crocs buried in the soil. From a distance, they looked like they were still alive, with their textured skin appearing fresh and their teeth still intact in their jaws. It was a bit unnerving, as it seemed like they could open their jaws at any moment. The researchers were amazed when they discovered that the crocodiles had been buried for 2,500 years, yet were still in almost pristine condition. A cuttlefish. Have you heard of cuttlefish or cuttles? These little guys are actually fish found in deep parts of the ocean, and they're known to be highly toxic. But let's not focus on their dangerous side for now. Instead, let's talk about how incredibly unique and fascinating they are. Just take a look at their mesmerizing colors and reflections. It's no wonder they've been nicknamed the disco cuttlefish. And that's not all. They even have a way of hypnotizing their prey before attacking. It's truly a wonder to witness. A fire tree. We're all used to the idea that tree twigs and branches are handy for starting fires. But hold on to your hats, because this video is going to blow your mind. It shows the inside of a tree that caught on fire, and people think it was caused by a lightning bolt heating up the sappy insides, which conduct heat really well. Or if you're feeling mystical, maybe supernatural beings sparked up this awesome fire for their own bonfire. What do you think? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. An elephant. Sometimes animals can be big, frightening, and downright terrifying. But every now and then, they need a little help from us humans. Take this elephant for example. Poor thing was shot right in the head and was bleeding out. Obviously, elephants don't have a clue how to fix bullet wounds. So he approached some nearby humans, being careful not to scare them, and showed them the bullet lodged in his skull. Thankfully, the doctors acted quickly and did everything in their power to remove the bullet and treat the infection. Petting a great white. The shark saw the fisherman in the shallow water and decided to attack. But to the shark's surprise, the man did something unexpected. He petted the shark when it came out of the water, showing no fear of the shark's strong jaws. The fisherman even gently stroked the shark's side for a while before sending it back into the water. It's hard to tell if the shark enjoyed the encounter or if it was just looking for a chance to bite the man's hand. woman on a tree. Nope, she wasn't a ghost. She was a real woman, standing on top of a fig tree and freaking everyone out with her creepy moves. People were shocked when they saw her standing on a delicate branch of the tree, dressed all in white. They called her the Spooky Lady because they couldn't understand how she was able to perform such stunts without any visible support. However, when she was rescued, it turned out that there was nothing supernatural about her behavior. Snakeheads. So there was this wild incident where a farmer found a snake's head in his backyard, and it was still alive. I mean, can you imagine that? The head was moving. It's pretty insane, but apparently, snakes are different from other animals. When they lose their heads, they don't need a lot of oxygen to keep their brain going. So the head can actually survive for hours without the body. Crazy, right? Spinning dolphins. These dolphins are impressing everyone with their athletic abilities, jumping high and spinning 7 times in the air. And if that wasn't enough, they can swim at an incredible speed of 200 miles per hour and cover long distances in a day. Recently, a spy dolphin captured footage of these playful creatures having a great time off the coast. But it's not just their stunts that make them unique. They're also known for their intelligence. To avoid predators, these dolphins never fully sleep and always keep their brains partially awake. Humans in cage. Do you consider yourself brave? Would you be willing to step into a cage in the middle of a jungle where lions are roaming nearby, just to get a closer look and better look at these magnificent beasts? There's actually a tourist spot in Harrismith, South Africa, where they'll put you in an enclosure and leave you in the midst of lions. In a video, you can see an elderly couple sitting calmly inside the cage, while lions are roaming around and even sitting on top of the enclosure as visitors take pictures. The Super Cat. You might think of cats as grumpy creatures, but don't let that fool you. They actually care about us as much as we care about them. Just check out this clip where a cat saves a toddler's life. The baby was headed straight for the stairs, but the cat sprang into action and rushed over to prevent a nasty fall. What a brave kitty. And to make sure the baby stayed safe, the cat even sat guard at the bottom of the stairs to keep the little one from trying again. How sweet is that? An ostrich fight. Did you know that ostriches are the biggest and heaviest birds out there? Even though they're usually harmless and don't bite much, we found a video of one going berserk and attacking a man. A group of guys were just hanging out when suddenly the ostrich went after one of them. Made the bird so angry in the first place, doesn't it? A python. So let's tell you about this wild incident that went down in Thailand. One mom, Thanapum Laken, who's 42, woke up one morning to find their dead kitten in her house with bite marks all over its body. When she went to her son's room to investigate, she found a massive 10-foot python just chilling under the bed. Crazy, right? Well, she didn't waste any time and called for help, and luckily, the authorities were able to catch the python safely. Lekian thinks it's a miracle that her son wasn't sleeping in that room that night, and believes his guardian angel was watching over him. The morning glory clouds. Have you seen these amazing clouds that look like a giant snake in the sky? They're actually a rare meteorological event that only happens in certain parts of the world. This dude managed to capture them over Lake Michigan in the USA. Basically, it happens when the air is really humid in the early morning, and a cloud forms at the front of it, creating the leading edge of a cylinder. Pretty cool, right? A rat temple. Did you know that in India there's a temple dedicated entirely to rats? It's called the Karni Mata Temple, and it's situated in the city of Bikaner, right in the middle of the Thar Desert. Can you believe that over 25,000 rats call this place home? According to locals, every rat born there is believed to embody the soul of a family member, and they are considered sacred. People even drink the milk left behind by the rats after they take a sip. As much as I love dairy, I don't think I'd be able to handle that rat-infused milk. I might just turn into a hardcore vegan. The subscriber's pick. This image is taken from a video that went viral a few years back. At first, we see a car driving on a dark road, and out of nowhere, a bunch of guys dressed like Charlie Chaplin pop up. It's super eerie how they all stop and stare into the car, especially with that weird lighting in the background. And there's even a dude wearing a mask to make things even creepier. A scary shark encounter. This might be the closest close call with a white shark you'll be seeing here. The man with his friends was out diving, but seconds after he dived into the water, his friends started shouting, "Shark! Shark!" to him. He went under the water to see what it was, and there the white shark was swimming right beneath him. He tried swimming away as fast as he could, while continuously looking for the shark, and there it came again. This time straight towards the man, but somehow he actually made the shark turn the other way. Good thing it happened and the man came out of the water safely. Komodo dragon. The giant lizard that's basically a real-life dragon. These guys are massive. They're the largest living lizards in the world, and their venomous saliva is no joke. If they bite you, you could end up paralyzed or even dead. And let's not forget about those sharp claws and teeth. They're fierce predators that don't mess around. In fact, they've been known to attack and even kill humans who get too close. So if you ever find yourself in the presence of a Komodo dragon, just remember to keep your distance and give them the space they deserve. Otherwise, you might end up regretting it. Nile crocodile. If you ever find yourself face to face with a Nile crocodile in the wild, you better watch out. These big guys are not to be messed with. They are one of the largest crocodile species in the world and have a reputation for being quite aggressive. They've been known to attack humans and other animals without much warning. So it's best to keep your distance. Cone snail. This is a little guy that you might not expect to be dangerous. The cone snail. These colorful little snails might seem harmless, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a venomous punch that can cause paralysis and even death. I mean, talk about a small but mighty creature. So if you're ever strolling along the beach and come across a cone snail, be sure to admire it from a safe distance. After all, you never know what could be lurking beneath that pretty shell. King cobra. These guys are some of the deadliest snakes on the planet, and they can grow up to a whopping 18 feet long. That's longer than most cars, people! And let's not forget about their venom. It's no joke. If they bite you, you could end up with respiratory failure and possibly even death. So if you ever come across a king cobra in the wild, just remember to give them the space they deserve and admire them from a safe distance. After all, it's better to be alive and well than up close and personal with one of these deadly snakes. Blue-ringed octopus. This little dude may be small, but trust me, it's a ninja in disguise. Its venom is like a 1-2 punch that can knock you out and even kill you in just a matter of minutes. Those blue rings on its body may look cool, but they're actually a warning sign that says back off. If you see one of these guys while you're out swimming or diving, keep your distance and give it some space. But let's be real here. As dangerous as they may be, blue-ringed octopuses are still pretty fascinating creatures. Just don't let their small size fool you. They pack a deadly punch. Cassowary. The cassowary is usually known for its striking appearance, with its bright blue head and neck and a large bony protrusion on its head called a casque. However, these birds are also incredibly dangerous, with sharp claws on their feet that can cause serious injury or even death. Cassowaries are also known to be territorial and can become aggressive if they feel threatened. And when they do, get ready to run as fast as you can and as long as you can, because they will follow you as long as they can. Black mamba. Get ready to meet the Usain Bolt of the snake world, the black mamba. This slithery speedster is the fastest snake in the world, and with a name like Mamba, you know it's not something to mess with. So if you ever find yourself face to face with a black mamba, just remember to give them their space and back away slowly. Trust me, you don't want to challenge this sprinting serpent to a race. Mosquito. You know those pesky bugs that buzz around your ear and leave you itching and scratching all over? Yeah, those are mosquitoes, and don't let their small size fool you. These little bloodsuckers are responsible for more human deaths than any other animal on the planet. How, you ask? By transmitting deadly diseases like malaria, dengue fever, and Zika virus. Trust me, you don't want to mess with these tiny terrors. So next time you hear that high-pitched whine, grab the bug spray and protect yourself from the deadliest animal on Earth, the mosquito. Stonefish. If you thought getting a paper cut was painful, wait until you hear about the stonefish. This little fish may not look like much, but it packs a punch with its venomous spines that can cause excruciating pain, paralysis, and get this, the venom is so potent that victims have been known to beg for amputation just to stop the pain. So next time you're out snorkeling, be sure to watch where you step, or you might end up with a nasty surprise from the deadliest fish in the world, the stonefish. Brown recluse spider. This 8-legged terror is a master of disguise, blending in with its surroundings and striking when you least expect it. Its venom is like a slow-acting time bomb, silently eating away at your flesh until it's too late to stop it. And don't be fooled by their size. These tiny terrors can bring down a full-grown adult with just one bite. So watch where you step and check your shoes before putting them on, because the brown recluse could be waiting to strike at any moment. Stay safe, my friends. Great white shark. You know what's scarier than a shark in a horror movie? A real-life great white shark. These bad boys can grow up to 20 feet long and have a bite force that can crush bones. And let's not forget about their famous razor-sharp teeth. One bite from these guys can be deadly. So the next time you're swimming in the ocean, remember to keep your eyes peeled for the great white shark, the ultimate predator of the sea. Redback spider. These pesky little creatures are found all over Australia, and their bite can be a real pain. Their venom is no joke. It can make you feel like your whole body's on fire. And in some cases, it can even lead to death. That's why it's important to keep an eye out for these sneaky spiders and make sure you're not their next victim. But here's the thing. As much as we may dislike them, redback spiders are actually pretty fascinating creatures. They're part of the widow spider family, and their females are notorious for eating their male counterparts after mating. Talk about a bad breakup. Tiger shark. Check out the tiger shark, a big bad predator of the ocean. These bad boys have been known to attack humans and are one of the most dangerous sharks out there. With their razor-sharp teeth and incredible hunting abilities, they're a force to be reckoned with. If you see one in the water, it's best to give them plenty of space and let them do their thing. Cape buffalo. Africa's version of the Hulk. These big boys can weigh up to a whopping 2,000 pounds, making them one of the biggest and baddest creatures out there. And here's the thing, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to take on lions and even humans, and let me tell you, you don't want to mess with them. That's why they're also known as the Black Death. So if you ever find yourself face to face with one of these beasts, just remember to give them plenty of space and respect. Gila monster. This little dude might look like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, it's 100% real and 100% not to be messed with. Why? Because it's one of the only venomous lizards out there. That's right, this sneaky little guy packs a bite that can cause some serious pain and swelling. But here's where things get mysterious. Nobody really knows why it's venomous. Is it for hunting? Self-defense? Who knows? All we do know is that if you ever come across a Gila monster, it's best to give it some space. After all, you don't want to end up on the receiving end of a venomous bite from this cool but dangerous lizard. Poison dart frog. Get ready to meet the poison dart frog, the tiniest but deadliest amphibian out there. These little guys might look like they belong in a Disney movie with their bright colors, but don't be fooled by their cuteness. They're actually serving up a warning that says, "I dare you to mess with me." And you really shouldn't. You see, their skin secretes a venomous toxin that can knock you out cold faster than you can say ribbit. It's no wonder they're one of the most poisonous creatures on the planet. So if you ever come across a poison dart frog in the wild, do yourself a favor and stay far away. Trust me, you don't want to mess with these tiny but fierce frogs. Portuguese man-o-war. This thing is like a freaky alien that was plopped in the ocean. It looks like a jellyfish, but it's actually a whole colony of different organisms working together, like some kind of underwater Voltron. But don't be fooled by its trippy colors and otherworldly appearance. Those tentacles can reach up to 165 feet long and pack a punch like Mike Tyson in his prime. Its venom can paralyze you and send you straight to Davy Jones's locker. So if you're ever out for a swim in the ocean and you see this bad boy floating around, I suggest you swim in the opposite direction. Trust me, you don't want to mess with this sea monster. Piranha. Piranhas are notorious for their sharp teeth and aggressive reputation. I mean, who hasn't seen those crazy movies where they go on a feeding frenzy and chomp through everything in sight? But the truth is, these fish are usually pretty chill, unless they feel threatened. Sure, they might look like they're straight out of a horror movie, but if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. That being said, it's still pretty nerve-wracking to swim in water where they live. I don't know about you, but I'll stick to the pool, thank you very much. Anaconda. This slithering serpent is one of the largest and most powerful snakes in the world, capable of crushing its prey with its deadly constriction abilities. And when I say large, I mean large. These bad boys can grow up to 30 feet long. While they mostly stick to snacking on animals like deer and capybaras, they have been known to take down humans who dare to venture into their territory. So if you ever find yourself face to face with an anaconda, be sure to give it plenty of space, unless you want to end up as its next snack. Bull shark. Move over, great white, because this creature is the real danger to humans. With its sneaky ways, the bull shark is a master of deception and can strike at any moment. Unlike other sharks, this beast prefers the shallow, freshwater areas where humans like to cool off. It lurks in the shadows, waiting for its next prey to come into view. And when it does, it strikes with a ferocity that is unmatched. So, the next time you venture into the murky waters, be on the lookout for the bull shark, for it is a creature of mystery and danger, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for its next victim to cross its path. Saltwater crocodile. Alright folks, let's talk about one of the most rebel reptiles out there, the saltwater crocodile. This monster can grow up to a whopping 23 feet long and weigh over a ton. I mean, that's like having a car-sized croc swimming around in the water. And let's not forget those jaws. They're so strong they can literally crush bones and even metal. So if you're ever in the presence of a saltwater croc, just remember to keep your distance and give them the respect they deserve. Box jellyfish. Now let's talk about this deadliest but the prettiest creature ever. It is the box jellyfish. Now, don't be fooled by its delicate and almost see-through appearance. This thing is a silent killer. Its venom is so potent that it can cause heart failure and kill you in just a few minutes. So if you're ever out there in the ocean and spot a box jellyfish, swim the other way as fast as you can. Trust me, you don't want to mess with this deadly beauty. Hammerhead shark. The hammerhead shark has a head that looks like it was flattened with a hammer. But don't let their strange appearance fool you. These sharks are top predators in the ocean. They can sense prey with incredible accuracy, and their powerful jaws make short work of their meals. While they're not known for attacking humans, it's probably best to give them a wide berth just in case. Hippopotamus. The African river holds many secrets, but perhaps the most dangerous one lurks just beneath the surface. Beware the hippopotamus, for they may appear docile, but they are anything but. With a single snap of their powerful jaws, they can shatter bones and end lives in an instant. These massive beasts are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than any other large animal. Yet they remain shrouded in mystery. How can something so seemingly gentle be so deadly? Perhaps it is their ancient lineage, tracing back to a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Or maybe it is simply their fierce determination to protect their territory at all costs. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: never underestimate the deadly nature of a hippopotamus. Pufferfish. Oh, the pufferfish. This little guy might look cute and harmless, but don't let its innocent appearance fool you. This fish is the Chuck Norris of the sea. It's a total spark plug. In some countries, it's even considered a delicacy. But let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. See, the pufferfish has organs that are filled with toxins that can take you down faster than a shot of tequila. One wrong move and you can end up paralyzed or even worse, dead. So if you're ever offered a bite of a pufferfish, make sure it's been prepared by a trained professional. Trust me, your life is worth more than a fancy meal. Blacktip reef shark. Blacktip reef shark. Don't let their size fool you. These little guys are tough cookies. They may be small, but they are sneaky predators that can attack humans, especially if you're hanging out in shallow waters. So if you're planning on going for a swim or a paddle in the ocean, keep your eyes peeled for these little guys. They might look harmless, but they have a reputation for being quite the troublemakers. But don't let that scare you too much. As long as you're aware of your surroundings and keep a safe distance from these sharks, you should be just fine. And who knows, you might even get lucky and catch a glimpse of one of these incredible creatures in its natural habitat. Australian funnel-web spider. If you're planning a trip to the land down under, beware of the Australian funnel-web spider. This arachnid is a real killer. With venom so potent, it can send you to the great beyond in just a matter of hours. And don't be fooled by its small size and cute little things. This spider packs a punch that will leave you gasping for air. So keep your eyes peeled and your spider sense tingling, because one wrong move and you could be in serious trouble. American crocodile. This is the American crocodile, a true titan of the reptilian world. The elusive creature can be found lurking in the shadows of both North and South America, patiently waiting for its prey to cross its path. With a set of jaws that could crush a steel beam like a toothpick, this beast is not to be trifled with. But there's something mysterious about this creature, something that draws us in and leaves us in awe. Perhaps it's the way it moves so gracefully through the water, or the way it can disappear in an instant, leaving no trace behind. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure. If you ever find yourself face to face with an American crocodile, you'll be in for one heck of a ride. Sydney funnel-web spider. Did you know that the Sydney funnel-web spider is basically the Australian funnel-web spider's BFF? And let me tell you, their venom is no joke. It can knock you out faster than a kangaroo bouncing on a trampoline. Plus, if you get bitten by one of these creepy crawlies, you could end up with respiratory failure or even die. So make sure you steer clear of these 8-legged critters if you happen to come across them. Safety first, folks. Elephants. The gentle giants that can turn into raging beasts. Now, I know we all love these intelligent and majestic creatures, but let's not forget they're also one of the biggest and most powerful animals on land. And when they feel threatened, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to attack and even kill humans who got too close to their turf. So if you're ever in the presence of an elephant, be sure to give them their space and show them the respect they deserve. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to these big guys. Inland taipan. If you're not a fan of snakes, then you better steer clear of the inland taipan, mate. This snake is not to be messed with, as it's considered the most venomous snake in the world. Its venom is so deadly that it can cause multiple organ failure and can kill a human in less than an hour. Talk about fierce. Despite its fearsome reputation, the inland taipan is actually a pretty fascinating creature. It has an incredible sense of smell and can detect prey from miles away. Plus, its venom is being studied for its potential to help treat certain medical conditions. Who knew this lethal creature could have a softer side? The subscriber's pick. This image shows a huge predator of the world of water, with its weird horrifying mask and tentacles showing. We also see a boat nearby comparing, which we can see how big the size of the creature is. But well, no matter how creepy this may look, it's not real. Instead, it is an image created through Photoshop. Still, with the ocean being only 3% discovered, who knows? Maybe this actually might be real too. What do you guys think about it? Black caiman. This crocodile is like the Hulk of the animal kingdom. It's one tough customer. And let me tell you, if you ever find yourself in its neck of the woods, you better watch your back. This bad boy has been known to attack humans, so you don't want to mess with it. I mean, just imagine coming face to face with a creature that's built like a tank, has jaws that could crush a car, and is just itching for a fight. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. So, if you're planning a trip to South America, make sure you steer clear of this feisty dude's territory. Alien hitchhiker. Driving through his daily routine, this truck driver happened to record something very creepy on his dash cam. Maybe you can't see it while playing the video at its normal speed. So let us slow it down for you a bit, and there you see a weird figure standing on the side of the road. What exactly was it? Some said it was an alien, while others thought it's just a fake. Well, even if it was a fake, that does not make it any less scary, don't you think? A masked being. A man who lived in a rather uninhabited area with woods behind his house had been hearing weird noises every day. To inspect them, he decided to install a camera in his backyard, and one in the woods, and what he captured was something not most of us would believe if not recorded by a trail cam. A weird creature which looked like it was wearing a mask on its face was seen in the man's backyard, and another glowing creature was recorded walking in the woods. Now, what exactly were those creatures? Nobody ever got to know. A pixie. We all know what pixies are, right? Little fairy-like creatures. Even though they exist in mythologies mostly, there have been times when people spotted things which made them believe otherwise. And this video here shows exactly what pixies must have looked like if they were real. A little being popping its head out of the cave on the mountain. Maybe it was looking at the man sitting there filming him. Well, it just came for a few seconds and then went back from where it came from. Was it a pixie or something? Let us know what you guys think. Tiptoe on the bridge. This video is just too cute to handle. A clever little raccoon was caught on camera trying to reach some fruit on 2 fallen trees. The only problem was it was a little too short to reach the fruit on the upper tree. But that didn't stop the determined little critter. It continued to try and reach the fruit, even though it almost fell into the water at one point. But all that hard work paid off, and it finally got its snack. A strange hiding creature. This guy was exploring the jungle, being all adventurous and stuff, when he stumbled upon a cave. Of course, he couldn't resist the temptation and went inside to check it out. But as luck would have it, he found something he never expected. A creepy creature crawling towards him in the dark. Talk about a heart-pumping moment.
Right. There's something there. Okay,
He made a run for it and got out of there as fast as his feet could carry him. We're still not sure what that thing was, but we're pretty sure it's not the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. A creature under bridge. It isn't always woods you might encounter scary creatures. Sometimes they're among us all, in cities for instance this one. A creepy crawling creature under the pedestrian bridge in Kyiv was recorded on a camera by a man. It was evening and the whole environment makes the scene more scary. And about the size of the creature, of course it wasn't small, because even though the video was recorded from far away, the creature is still easily visible. A Slender Man. Uploaded on YouTube in 2012, this video shows 3 curious boys who are trying to look for something in the middle of the night. It looks like they're just teasing the neighbors because we see them ringing the bell and running away. But they don't know what they're about to encounter. A Slender Man waiting for them in the dark a little far.
God. Whoa, whoa.
Zoom in on that. Zoom in on that. Zoom in on that.
Whoa.
As soon as they spot it, all 3 of them can't help but freak out. We don't know if they managed to run away or were caught by the Slender Man. Do let us know what you guys think. Two white-tailed deers. Talk about trail cams, and there's no way we're not going to get footage of animals fighting one another. And this is exactly what this trail cam captured. These 2 white-tailed deers were captured having a pretty intense fight with one another. Even though the fight lasted for just a few seconds, one of the deer succeeded in launching some real tough punches, making the other one run for its life. A close call. A man was hiking in the mountains having the time of his life. You know how we all think that it's so easy and peaceful to be close to nature, right? Well, that is just not the case, and you'll agree with us too when you get to know that this man was actually being chased by a mountain lion. As soon as he heard and watched the lion following him, he ran for his life.
Oh, shit. Hey.
And it was his good luck that he managed to stop the big cat with a roar. Talk about a lucky
shit.
day.
Hey.
Bobcat versus mother deer. A mama deer with her baby deer were out in the wild having a very normal day. But then the mama deer sensed something wrong in the air and was all alert. Still, she decided to move on. And just as she moved forward, her baby coming behind her, we see a bobcat launching its attack towards the baby. However, the mother deer was in no mood to let someone touch her baby. She came back just as quickly as the cat and stopped her before the cat could reach the fawn. Mothers really are something else. A hibernating bear. In most trail cam footage, we see bears fighting or scratching. But this one caught these fluffy creatures hibernating. A hibernating Kermode spirit bear, or also known as the ghost bear, was captured in the most peaceful moments of its life. No hunting, attacking, or scaring humans. Just sleeping, very peacefully. Alligator versus camera. So, you know those trail cameras that people use to spy on animals? Well, it turns out that not all critters are chill with them being around. Take this gator for example. The camera got too close for comfort, and the gator thought it was a snack. It started creeping up to the camera all slow-like, then tried to take a big old bite out of it. Guess the gator didn't like being spied on. Moral of the story? Even though trail cams are cool, we gotta be careful not to mess with the animals too much. A fairy. A Ring camera caught a weird creature in the middle of the night. It was no insect because it was bigger than that, nor was it any kind of bird because it was smaller than that. Then what was it? According to the owner of the camera, it was a fairy. But not all agree with him, of course. Though, if you ask me, it does look like a fairy, no? A snake attack. While hiking in the mountains, two friends come across a snake on the side of the trail. One we're guessing made it past it and started recording, but the other one couldn't. After a bit of struggle, she came up with the idea to slowly sneak her way past the snake, and her friend was totally encouraging her to do that. As soon as she starts running, the snake makes its moves. Still, it couldn't get to her, but surely gave her a big scare. Talk about a close call.
Oh, he did come at you!
A curious bear. After a curious alligator, we present to you a curious bear. What was the bear doing there? We don't know. What we know is that the bear did not like the camera around him and decided to take matters into his own paws and bite the camera until it was completely destroyed. So there's no evidence remaining of the bears being there. And as the video goes to an end, we know that the camera was ripped apart by our ferocious attacker, and that is why we couldn't get any more footage. A model critter. Talk about bears and alligators. Maybe they do not like trail cams around them and want humans to respect their privacy. But about squirrels, and you might think otherwise. This squirrel was not only okay with the camera recording it, instead, it posed for it to capture it from the most perfect angle. Isn't this one of the most wholesome videos you've ever seen? An unusual friendship. It isn't always that animals are fighting and tearing each other apart. They like peace too. Not just in their lives, but in the jungles too. And one example of such a peace treaty between animals is this video, where we see a coyote and a bear hanging out with each other. No attacking, no sneaking, no hunting. Just two friends enjoying each other's company away from humans in the peacefulness of nature. Some hard work. They say hard work is the key to success, and this bear might have taken this advice quite seriously. As in this trail cam video, we see the bear coming towards a tree in which he knows some insects are hiding. He wants them, so he's gonna get them. At first, he makes sure the insects are in there by smelling. Then it shakes the tree until it breaks off. And when the tree trunk cracks open, he digs inside till he can reach the delicious insect snack lying inside. Lions playing with trail cam. We all think of lions as some terrifying creatures who are all in for attacking as soon as they see something they consider as prey. However, that is not the case, and this video of two mountain lions playing with a trail cam will surely make you change your mind. They know that the camera isn't a prey, so maybe they just think of it as a toy and start playing with it in the middle of the night. Whatever the case, this video of such big cats playing with their kitty toy is nothing but adorable. Pig versus bear. This camera was installed to keep an eye on the pigs and to keep them safe. And that is how the owners got their hands on this footage, where a big bear tried and tried to enter the pen. After several tries, he finally broke into the pen, but the pigs weren't having it. They launched a full-scale attack on the bear. And after a few rounds, the bear finally gave up and ran away with his tail between his legs. Sorry, Mr. Bear, but these pigs aren't on the menu today. A brave man. Now, let us tell you about this crazy video we found. So, this hunter's dog gets caught by a kangaroo, and the owner is freaking out, understandably. He runs over to the roo to try and save his dog, but the kangaroo isn't having it. It's holding onto the dog like it's its own personal toy. Then, when the hunter gets close, the kangaroo decides to take on the man in a duel. The guy ain't afraid though, and he punches the kangaroo right in the face. The kangaroo is so confused by what just happened that it just stands there for a second. Isn't it like something straight out of a cartoon? Deer eating bird. Hey, have you guys ever seen a deer eat a bird before? Yeah, I know, sounds crazy, right? We always think of deer as these peaceful, grass-munching creatures. but this one was straight up eating a living, breathing bird. We don't really know what caused this bizarre behavior, or if it's some kind of new trend in the deer community. Maybe the deer was just feeling a little adventurous that day. Who knows? All we know is that it was definitely a weird thing to watch. I mean, what's next? Deer eating sushi rolls? Only time will tell, my friends. A late night visit. This family of mountain lions decided to take a little tour of this dude's house. It was a mama lion with her 3 cubs, and they just strolled right up to the front door like they owned the place. They didn't break in or anything, they just walked around, checking things out like they were on some kind of sightseeing tour. Maybe the mama lion wanted to teach her cubs about human culture or something. Who knows? All we know is that it was wild to watch these big cats hanging out like it was no big deal. 2 big kitties. So there's this woman named Francie Love who was out camping in Botswana, and apparently some lionesses decided to drop by and check out her tent. But it wasn't for any nefarious reason, they were just thirsty. You see, it had rained overnight and the tent was covered in water, and these big cats wanted a sip. So they started licking the water off the tent. And Francie, well, she just whipped out her camera and started recording the whole thing. She even posted it on Facebook for all her friends to see. Now that's what I call a wild camping adventure. 2 intrigued deers. So there's a group of deer just minding their own business, walking through the woods when one of them spots the trail cam. But instead of just ignoring it and moving on, the deer just freezes and starts staring at the camera like it's some kind of alien object. And then out of nowhere, another deer comes up and starts staring at the camera too. It's like they're having some kind of intense stare down with this little device. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's pretty darn funny to watch, isn't it? A camera stealer. Check out this sneaky fox who decided to steal a man's camera. It's like the fox knew the man wasn't watching, so it just waltzed up to the camera and made off with it. You can see the little thief running away with the camera in its mouth like it just hit the jackpot. The man must have been pretty surprised when he came back to find his camera missing. Looks like the fox outsmarted him. Mama bear struggle. Ever seen a mama bear trying to make her cubs cross the road? Well, it's not an easy task. This video captures the struggle of a mama bear trying to get her 4 cubs to the other side of the road. The little ones, however, had other ideas. They kept running back and forth, making it a never-ending game of catch me if you can. But the determined mama bear didn't give up. She chased after them, gently nudging them towards the other side, and finally managed to get all her cubs to safety. It's heartwarming to see that animal mothers have the same struggles as us human parents. Turkeys trudge through deep snow. Have you ever seen a group of turkeys walking in the snow? This trail cam footage captured 3 turkeys making their way through the deep snow. It's quite hilarious to watch. The leader of the pack is in the front, making a path for the other 2 turkeys to follow. It almost looks like they're on a mission, with the boss turkey leading the way and the other 2 following close behind. Watching these turkeys trek through the snow is definitely a sight to see. Kangaroo versus dog. In a surprising turn of events, a kangaroo and a dog were caught on camera locked in a fierce fight. And what's even more remarkable is that it took place underwater. Despite the risk of drowning, these 2 determined creatures were fully engaged in their struggle to overpower each other. After a few moments, they parted ways, but the dog decided to make a return to the fray. We can only guess what was going on in their minds. The owner of the dog became concerned and thought the dog was drowning, so he quickly came to the rescue and helped the dog into the safety of a nearby boat. The fate of the kangaroo remains unknown. A witch in the woods. When some people in their car were passing by the woods, they heard something weird. Being curious as we are, they decided to get out of the car and inspect the area and see what was causing the noises. What they did not know was that a witch was waiting for that exact moment and that she was right behind them. The video ended with the witch in sight, and we do not know what happened after that. Let's just hope they made it out alive. A spider decoy. The video captured in the depths of the jungle shows a spider with a unique strategy to catch its prey. Unlike any other spider, it creates a decoy which looks exactly like a real spider, and waits for an unsuspecting prey to come and get trapped in its web. The decoy is not just a web, it is a 3-dimensional replica of the spider itself, complete with legs and body, making it almost impossible to distinguish from a real spider. The footage shows the spider patiently waiting for its next meal to get ensnared in the web. It's fascinating to see how nature has given birth to such a clever and creative predator in the form of this spider. An itchy bear. In this hilarious clip, we see a fluffy brown bear scratching its back on a tree like it's nobody's business. And let me tell you, this bear is really getting into it. It's like he's found the ultimate itch scratcher in that tree. You can practically see the relief on his face. It's the middle of the snowy season, so I guess all that fur is bound to get itchy at some point. I don't blame him for taking advantage of a good back scratch when he finds one. Some uninvited visitors. Imagine you're camping, enjoying the peaceful sounds of nature, when suddenly you get some unexpected visitors. Could be a few bugs buzzing around your tent, or in this case, a massive male lion and his lioness companions. Yep, that's what happened to the guy in this clip while he was sound asleep in his tent. Luckily, he kept his cool and didn't try to run away. It seems the lions were just curious about this strange human in their territory. And although it might not have been the most restful night of his life, the camper definitely got a wild story to tell his friends. A spooky tilted creature. Well, looks like the good people of Kentucky have been blessed with a new neighbor. And by neighbor, we mean a creepy, gaunt humanoid creature lurking in the front yard. When a man uploaded a video on Facebook, folks were left scratching their heads as they watched this strange creature move slowly with its back bowed and arms splayed forward. No one knows what it is, but one thing's for sure. It's definitely not your average friendly neighborhood creature. Twitter users claim to have seen something similar sprinting across their neighbor's lawn, and another user even mentioned a monster disappearing into the forest. Looks like this spooky creature isn't new to the area. Bobcat and a rattlesnake. Check out this amazing trail cam footage. A wildcat was caught in action taking on a rattlesnake. It's incredible how these cats have such a wide range of prey. This one was determined to take down the rattlesnake before moving on with its day. You can see the intense fight as the cat uses its sharp claws and powerful bite to kill the snake. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, but it's a great example of the natural world at work. Extinct mouse deer. The mysteries of the deep forest are endless, and who knows what secrets lie within. One such secret was revealed when a trail cam captured footage of a two-tone mouse deer in Vietnam. Scientists believed the species had gone extinct 3 decades ago, but the clip showed one alive and well, taking a leisurely stroll through the woods. It's incredible how some of these rare creatures have managed to evade hunters and predators, allowing them to survive and thrive in their natural habitats. Let's hope there are many more such discoveries in the future. An old witch. Witches aren't just found in spooky stories or far-off lands. In fact, they might be lurking in your own backyard. Take, for instance, the recent encounter Saudi Arabia police had with an unexpected witch. As they drove down a deserted road, they spotted an old woman in a long white dress with wild black hair covering her face. To their horror, the woman began following their car, refusing to give up the chase. Finally, after a few heart-pumping moments, the witch disappeared into the night, leaving the officers shaken and wondering what other dark secrets might be lurking in the shadows. The subscriber's pick. This image was taken from a clip which we couldn't find, but what we found was different screenshots from the same clip. It looks like a nun in a white dress is messing around with skeletons in a graveyard. What could she be up to? Maybe she's a ghost hunter or just feeling adventurous. It's definitely not your everyday activity, but it's cool to see someone exploring a spooky spot like a cemetery. Breathing Land. Hey, have you heard of the Breathing Land? No, it's not some mystical thing from a fantasy movie. It's real, and was caught on a trail cam. Basically, the ground gets all loosey-goosey when the wind picks up. The earth starts bobbing up and down like it's doing yoga or something. It's kind of weird and trippy, but also kind of cool, you know? But let me tell you, if you stumbled upon it in the woods without any context, you'd probably think you were about to be swallowed up by the earth itself. Trail cams are always capturing some crazy stuff, man. A weird crawling creature. This strange video has been making its rounds on the internet. It's only a few seconds long, but it shows a seriously strange creature on an unknown trail in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to make out what it is, but it looks kind of like a woman with a really funky posture. The thing is covered in mud or has a really dark brown color, and it's crawling around and scratching the ground with its long, slender fingers. It also has something pointy sticking out of its head and seems to be crying. People have been trying to figure out what it is, but no one has a clue yet. It's a mystery for sure. A scary road. Deep in the forest, a shadowy road winds its way through the towering trees, bathed in moonlight that casts eerie shadows upon the forest floor. Suddenly, a camera snaps to life, capturing something truly frightening. Distant noises can be heard growing louder and closer, signaling the approach of an unknown entity. It quickly becomes evident that the source of these sounds is not human. The camera captures chilling images of dark figures moving swiftly through the trees, their eyes glowing eerily in the darkness. It's clear that there are creatures lurking in the forest that were never meant to be seen. A Slender Man. Now get ready to be horrified as we present to you a video that will leave you stunned and questioning everything. At first, all we see is a man moving about, but as the footage continues, we see someone frantically trying to escape and falling. And then in a split second, a massive figure appears, a tall, slender being that walks towards the fallen victim. The terror amplifies as the creature extends tentacles from its body, slowly reaching towards the helpless individual. The video ends abruptly, leaving us all with an ominous feeling, wondering what happened next. Brace yourselves, this is not for the faint of heart. Glowing eyes. As you watch this trail cam footage, be prepared for a hair-raising experience in the woods. The eerie pair of glowing eyes peering out from the darkness is all that we see of the mysterious creature. Is it the long-rumored dogman or werewolf? The truth remains a mystery, but one thing is for certain. This video will leave you with chills. The feeling of being watched and the unknown presence is sure to send shivers down your spine and keep you on the edge of your seat. A prank. Imagine being a hunter stalking out in the woods, waiting for your prey. You spot a deer, take aim, and pull the trigger. You're certain you got the shot, and you make your way over to claim your prize. But when you arrive, you're in for the shock of a lifetime. Instead of a lifeless body, the deer is very much alive and hops up, sprinting away into the woods. It's enough to give any hunter a heart attack, but it's also the kind of story that gets told and retold over the campfire for years to come. Can you believe it? I thought I got the deer for sure, but that thing was quick on its hooves. It's the perfect mix of excitement and disbelief, and a story that any hunter would be proud to tell. A giant running through fire. In this video, a YouTuber sets out to capture some stunning footage of a wildfire in the woods. Little did he know that what he would discover upon reviewing the footage would leave him stunned. As the flames raged on, a massive creature seemingly unaffected by the heat sprinted through the fire at breakneck speed. Unfortunately, the creature was out of view when the man was filming, but upon reviewing the footage, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. The sheer size and speed of the creature was unlike anything he had ever seen before. To this day, the identity of this mysterious fire-defying creature remains a mystery. A strange monkey. Cycling through the peaceful woods, a lone biker suddenly encounters a strange and mysterious creature. As the cyclist approaches a narrow trail surrounded by towering walls, a seemingly agile and otherworldly being jumps down from the wall and nearly collides with the biker. Startled, the cyclist stops to search for the creature, but it has vanished without a trace. With its unusual appearance and incredible speed, it is difficult to determine exactly what this creature might be. Some speculate it could be a kind of monkey, but its bizarre appearance raises questions about its true nature. A Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, has captivated the imagination of people in North America for generations. The elusive ape-like creature is said to reside in forests in North America, and the recent trail cam footage might bring us closer to solving the mystery of its existence. The video shows a figure walking through the snow-covered trees, with an appearance that resembles an ape. As the figure walks, it's captured from different angles by other trail cameras. The grainy footage is one of the pieces of evidence that supports the idea that Bigfoot is real. Elephant versus trail cam. As the night falls, a majestic elephant makes its way through the darkness, but suddenly something catches its attention. A trail cam silently capturing the moment has disrupted the elephant's peaceful journey. The elephant splashes water on the camera, attempting to destroy the intrusive device. It then approaches the camera, carefully inspecting it, But this camera proved to be too resilient for the elephant, who tries again and again to destroy it with no luck. The elephant's frustration only grows as it tries everything in its power to get rid of the annoying trail cam. Despite its efforts, the camera remains intact, and eventually the elephant is forced to give up and move on, leaving the camera to capture its every move in the silent darkness. Eagle versus coyote. The animal kingdom can be merciless, as seen in this footage captured in Montana. A dead deer's carcass is the center of a brutal battle between a coyote and a bald eagle. The scene starts with a group of crows feasting on the deer, but their feast is disrupted by the arrival of the eagle. However, the coyote quickly arrives and challenges the eagle for the prize. The eagle attempts to assert its dominance by stretching its wings and appearing larger. The outcome of the fight remains unknown, leaving us to wonder who emerged victorious and claimed the deer as their meal. A deer sheds its antlers. This trail cam footage showcases a remarkable moment in the life of a white-tailed buck. At first, the deer can be seen calmly eating grass, completely unaware of the camera's presence. Suddenly, the buck shakes its head, causing its antlers to fall off, leaving the deer momentarily stunned. As if realizing something's amiss, the deer quickly runs off, only to stop and start grazing again a short distance away. This video provides a unique insight into the life of these majestic animals and highlights their resilience and adaptability in the face of unexpected challenges. White deer. This rare sight was captured on a trail camera deep in the woods. The deers gracefully graze on some fresh grass, their white coats standing out against the lush green background. It's a truly breathtaking sight to see these two creatures in their natural habitat, thriving and coexisting peacefully. This reminds us of the magical moments we can experience just by observing the beauty around us. It's truly amazing what this camera was able to capture. A bear on rope. Check out this impressive Canadian black bear, recorded by YouTube channel Garrett Bros Outfitting back in 2013. The bear was determined to retrieve a hanging beaver, which was suspended out of reach of potential predators. The bear demonstrates impressive strength and athletic abilities as he scales a tree and dangles from a rope in pursuit of the beaver. Despite his best efforts, the bear ultimately falls short and lands on his bottom, giving up on his hanging meal. A creepy standing goat. Are you ready to be haunted by the mysterious presence of a goat? This spine-tingling footage of a white goat standing stock still and staring straight ahead has been circulating the internet for months now. Is it the legendary skinwalker or just a hoax? The source of the footage remains unknown, leaving us to only speculate and be left in a state of eerie uncertainty. A Tasmanian tiger. Is the Tasmanian tiger back from extinction? This intriguing trail cam footage has sparked a heated debate on the internet. The blurry figure of a strange animal appearing for just a few seconds has left many wondering if it could indeed be the long-thought-to-be extinct Tasmanian tiger. With the limited information in the nighttime setting, the authenticity of the footage remains uncertain, but it has sparked hope and speculation among wildlife enthusiasts.